season, 3-2 in conference play, and both teams hope to do some special things in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference this season.
Yeah, both of these teams are a very heated rivalry between these two teams. 11-12. The Eagles are losing against this Findlay Oilers matchup. The Oilers obviously leading 12-11, but as you just mentioned, in this Great Midwest Athletic Conference, you take a look at Northwood's 4-2. The next 4 or 5 teams are 3-2. So very, very tight race for the top of the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, and 4th for the Eagles, 6th for the Oilers. So this is going to be one heck of a matchup.
Starting off with the Eagles, they're coming off of a wild comeback victory against the Ohio Dominican Panthers, defeating them 70-69. A game where they were trailing by 10 points with 3 minutes remaining, came back and won the game. Brett, how'd they do it?
Oh, man, it was just a great win for obviously Jason Moore with a career best game, 22 points, 10 for 11 from the field. He had Maceo Williams help him out with 13 points, 4 for 10 from the field, 4 for 4 from the foul line, 4 rebounds and 2 steals. But the hero of this game, Miles, was none other than Destin Logan for the Eagles. Yes, he only had 4 points, but they were big points. He made a great putback layup to put him ahead by 1, I believe. And then he made 2 free throws down the stretch to tie the game, and then obviously made the last one to put him ahead by 1. And then he had the game-winning block on the defensive end. So Destin Logan with a huge game for the Eagles to help him beat the Ohio Dominican Panthers 70-69. Just an incredible game from them.
Meanwhile, for Findlay, this is a team that last year had a magical regular season, going 24-5 overall, 17-3 in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, but lost in the first round of the Great Midwest Athletic Conference tournament to the 8th-seeded Cedarville Yellow Jackets, 67-65. And coming into this game, 9-4, 3-2 in conference play, have nearly already lost as many games this season as they did all of last year, having lost 3 of their last 5 games. What's been different about this Oilers team this season?
Well, obviously they don't have Will Aljancic. He left due to the portal, but a lot of it's the same players. Look at Malachi Elmore, Javante Hill, Mason Brandt, Anthony Johnson, Alex Kendall, Jagger Landers, Ian Opolo, Josh Thorburn, Jake Bishop, all these guys, Steele Meister, all these guys have been very veteran players for this team. You take a look at their roster, senior, sophomore, junior, senior. There's a lot of experience on this team. And go back to your point about those losses in conference play. You take a look against Thomas More, they won 88-74. They defeated Kentucky Wasteland 82-79, but lost to Walsh in overtime 103-98, and then beat Northwood 93-81, and lost to Walsh again 77-68. So right now this Oilers team, 2 of their conference losses are both to Walsh.
The Cavaliers defeating the Oilers both times this season for their only 2 conference losses. But don't get it mistaken, this Oilers team is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and it is because of their two-way play. On offense, they space the floor with shooters all over the floor, and defensively, they put out a full-court press defense that tires out their opponents, and that is by far the biggest reason why they went 24-5 last year.
Oh, 100%, and even off of this year, they're averaging 90 points per game, but they give up 80 points per game. They're last in defense in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, as I just mentioned, 80.4 points, but and they're 3rd in offense with 90 points per game. So this team loves to score, but you can and you will have opportunities against this press, because if you break the press, there's not as much defense in the backcourt.
For Findlay, there's been a lot of regressions from three-point range as far as the individual players. I think that's been one of the biggest keys to their regression so far this season. When you take a look at their conference play last year, where they went 17-3, they shot 37% from 3, making 9 a game. This season, through 5 games, 7 made threes a game at 28% from 3. So a lot of regression, and it's not just one guy. A lot of players are their three-point percentage has declined by 5 to even 10% from a lot of key players. But one player who has been consistent all year long has been Mason Brandt.
Yeah, Mason Brandt, obviously the leading scorer at 12 points per game. He averages 6 rebounds. He shoots the three-pointer at 42%, 17 for 40. And he's made 65 field goals over 111 attempts, which is at 59%. So very efficient from Mason Brandt. But you also got to take a look at a guy like Anthony Johnson. He's got 10 points per game on the year, 11 for 35 from 3 at 31%, 46 for 97, which is 47%, 90% from the foul line, averages about 3 rebounds a game. So a lot of different variety of players. Take also look at Alex Kendall, averages 9 points, Jagger Landers 9 points, Malachi Elmore, 8 points. Steelmeister with 8 points. And Ian Alapalo with 8 points. So a lot of different variety of players can hurt you on this Oilers team.
And you mentioned Jagger Landers, a big that can stretch the floor, space the floor, and he is someone that was extremely huge to the Findlay Oilers' victory against the Eagles last season when he went for 23 points and 7 made three-pointers back on January 16th, a game in Findlay where the Oilers defeated the Eagles 95-77. And that was a game where the Eagles really did a great job of hanging in there for the most part, but just really ran out of gas, and that's kind of what happens with this Findlay team. They've got 10 players. They sub out like it's a hockey game, subbing in a different 5 players really every 3 to 4 minutes, so there can be fresh legs on the floor at all times to keep that energy going.
Well, that's how that style of play needs to be used. If you're going to press, you got to have at least 10 guys so you can sub in 5 out, because if one group gets tired, you can put another group back in. As you mentioned, they lost the first time at Findlay 95-77, but then they came back and they beat them 76-69 last year, the second time playing them. And in that game, Miles, for this Oilers team, not one player over double-digit points. And last year against the Oilers for the Eagles, Maceo Williams, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 11 of 19 from the field, 11 for 7. Aiden Gregory, 17 points, 6 for 11 from the field, 2 for 3 from downtown. So a huge win against this Oilers team the Eagles had last year. We'll see if they can do it again the first time they play them this time around.
That game last season really was the start of really the downfall for Findlay when you take a look at it. It was the second to last game of the season for Findlay. They fell to the Eagles in that game where they were, a very, favored team in that matchup, and then won in an overtime matchup where they gave up a lot of points to end their regular season before losing in the first round of the tournament last year. You mentioned Maceo Williams for the Eagles, who had such a phenomenal year last year, winning the GMAC Player of the Year. This year, the numbers have declined a little bit, 17 points, 8 rebounds a game. He still has been fantastic, but teams have started to figure him out a little bit. So what is Maceo Williams going to have to do here today against this Oilers team?
Well, Maceo Williams, he's still 5th in the conference in field goal percentage at 57. He's the 3rd leading scorer with 17.6. He's the leading rebounder, 8.3. If I'm Maceo Williams, if they're going to try to come double team me, I got to try to find my assist. Has about 24 assists on the year so far, so he just got to pick his spots of when to attack and when to score. As we saw last game against the Panthers, Coach John Elwood used him and Jason Moore in at the same time. And Jason Moore, as we mentioned, had a great game last game, 22 points. We'll see if he runs more of that lineup to kind of throw the Oilers off balance. And Mason Williams just got to pick and choose his spots and also find his guys for easy assists.
I think about how big of a confidence booster it could be for those other guys in the Eagles' last 2 games, not just that Ohio-Dominican game, but also the game on New Year's Eve against Bryant and Stratton, a non-conference game, an exhibition game for them. But it was a game where the Eagles had 7 players score in double figures that really allowed the Eagles to gain a lot of confidence among their role players, and some of that did carry into that game against the Panthers.
Yeah, when you have a lot of players, especially in that kind of a game against a team like Bryant and Stratton, when you can have that kind of game and have players who don't normally get a lot of time get their confidence up, as you mentioned, in that game. Maceo Williams, 14 points. Cooper Davis, 14 points. Jordan Edwards, 12 points. Destin Logan had 14 points. Jason Moore, 12 points. Christian Wilkins, 12 points. And Max Dawson, 11. So when you can have guys in that kind of game gain confidence against a much lesser opponent and get a feel-good win to help boost your confidence, it shows a lot about this team, and it's great for the team as well.
So for the Eagles in a game against this high-powered Findlay offense, who are you looking to see step up? We know Maceo Williams is going to have to be huge. Who else is going to step up for this Eagles team here today?
Well, I'm looking at Cooper Davis. He's had a rough couple of games. Obviously against Bryant Stratton, had 14 points. But last game against the Panthers, 7 points, 1 for 6 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3. Made all of his foul shots. We haven't seen him really have a big-time game besides the last one against Northwood, where he had 36 points, made a lot of threes that game. So I'm looking for him to have a big game here today against the Oilers.
Since that game against the Timberwolves and the 5 games after that incredible 36-point career performance, only 3 for 16 from downtown for Cooper Davis over that 5-game stretch. So looking to provide that support for this Eagles offense today as they look to get back-to-back wins against this high-powered Findlay team and what is a huge rivalry game between these two programs. Doesn't matter what time of year, doesn't matter what sport it is. These two teams are going to give it their all between these two teams. Let's go ahead and listen into the national anthem here inside of Cage Gymnasium. You're listening to the radio home for Ashland University Athletics, 88.9 WRDL.
And Ashland University encourages and promotes sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. Profanity, ritual, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. With your help, we can make this an event for all to enjoy. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you all please rise, remove your hats, and sing along as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem, performed tonight by John Schultz.
Between the Eagles and the Oilers. Let's take a look at our starting lineups here for today's contest. First, for the Findlay Oilers, Mekhi Elmore and Mason Brandt in the backcourt, along with Anthony Johnson, Javante Hill, and Alex Kendall for head coach Charlie Ernst in his 15th season at the helm for this Findlay program. Meanwhile, taking a look at the Ashland University Eagles, going with a little bit of a smaller lineup here today with Jordan Edwards and Jason Henlin back in the starting lineup. Henlin returning after being a bench player in the Eagles' victory against the Panthers. Destin Logan, the hero from that game against ODU, at the 3 spot with Cooper Davis and Maceo Williams for head coach John Ellenwood.
So lineup switch. We're normally used to seeing Trent Miner in the starting lineup past couple of games, but head coach John Ellenwood switching up a little bit, giving Destin Logan the nod of the starting job, obviously, after his magnificent performance last game.
Destin Logan, who hit the game-winning free throws and then had the game-sealing block in the final seconds against the Panthers. Still incredible. The Eagles looked like they were in some trouble, down by 10 points with 3 minutes remaining against the Panthers here in this building. But we're able to storm back 11 straight points with some big plays by Jordan Edwards, Destin Logan, and Jason Moore throughout that contest to set us up for this matchup between the Eagles and the Oilers, who are once again an even 9-4 on the season, 3-2 in conference play, the exact same records for these two squads, and this a big time matchup here this early in the season.
Yeah, and head coach John Elwood said it's a rivalry game and that his guys have got to be ready to go, and he doesn't like Findlay, and nobody on the Eagles does, and the Findlay's Oilers don't like the Eagles, so this is going to be a great game between both teams. I'm just really excited to be able to watch it.
In the aftermath of that game against the Panthers, head coach John Ellenwood came over to the WRDL table and told you, Brett, that this is a rivalry game, and this is exactly how his team is coming out for this game.
Yeah, he just said that they got to bring it, and they have got to have a lot of energy. And obviously last year upsetting this Oilers team late in the year last year. And as they walk out, they look to do the same thing here tonight.
The Eagles come out in their home white uniforms with gold lettering, numbering, and purple trimming. Findlay with their road black uniforms with white lettering, numbering, and orange trimming. The Eagles will go from right to left in this first half. The Oilers from left to right. As we get set here inside of Case Gymnasium, crowd has filed in here. Behind the Oiler bench, a steady amount of Oilers fans. See a lot of black and orange behind their bench for this rivalry matchup between the Eagles and the Oilers. Alex Kendall and Maceo Williams will jump it up center. Kendall wins the tip into the backcourt. Brandt hands off to Anthony Johnson, and we are underway here in this first half. Mekhi Elmore against Jordan Edwards to start. Up top to Javante Hill. Hill against Davis, gets inside. Nice dump off pass underneath to Kendall, who misses the layup. A lot of blocking foul called against the Eagles. And quickly we'll have our first free throws.
Very quick free throws here in this game for the Oilers. And a good first step there from Javonte Hill against Davis. He's able to draw and dish it to Kendall as he'll go to the free throw line first time early in this game.
Kendall at the line. First free throw rolls around and drops through for the first point. 1-0 Findlay, 19:47 to go in the first half. Kendall, who was a bench player for this team last year and really this season. This is only his second start. Jagger Landers is coming off the bench for just the second time this season. Both free throws go in for Kendall, and immediately we see this full court press that Findlay possesses. Edwards throws the football pass ahead to Logan, who's going to get called for a travel, as he was at that distance where it was a little too far away to take a dribble before trying to go for the dunk. So he gets called for a travel. First turnover for the Eagles.
Yeah, I like the play design, though, from the Eagles to get him going long. But just unfortunate, like you mentioned, Miles. Just couldn't tell if he wanted to take a dribble or not, but early turnover for the Eagles.
Javonte Hill throws it up top to Johnson. Johnson against Jason Hendel. That should be a fun matchup to watch here today. Mason Brandt, pull-up jumper inside the arc against Destin Logan, is way too short and air ball. The Eagles will get it back.
And Brandt, as we mentioned, the leading scorer for this Oilers team with 12. Got a good look from the mid-range at the left elbow, just an air ball.
Edwards bounces to Williams in the backcourt, and this full court press can be so hounding against opponents. Edwards has to get it across, just does. And the Eagles will now set up their offense with 20 on the shot clock. Edwards dribbles to the right side. Williams at the top of the key, defended by Kendall. Edwards now goes to the left wing. Throws it up top to Davis, back to Edwards. Now Williams against Alex Kendall. One-on-one jabs, gets to the GMAC logo. Up top to Henlon. Henlon on the drive, gets inside and lays it in. And the Eagles tie it up at 2 apiece. 1 minute in.
Good attack from Jason Henlon from the top of the key to get downhill and finish with the right hand on the left side. Good bucket from Henlon.
Elmore against Edwards, drives to the GMAC logo. Back out Johnson, goes to the right wing, fires a three and knocks it down. The first triple of the game for Findlay. They lead it 5-2. Edwards once again goes long to Logan. Ball is loose. Logan this time catches, goes up, and lays it in.
A good pass there from Edwards. And Edwards coming into this game is 5th in NCAA Division II with 6.5 assists and 6th in D2 with 84 total assists.
Johnson, left corner to Alex Kendall. Outside, Javonte Hill pulls up. Left wing three over Cooper Davis is good. The Oilers 2 for 2 from downtown. After being such a prolific three-point shooting team last year and struggling so far this year, wouldn't be surprised if we saw the numbers start to go back to their averages from last year. Edwards flicks it ahead to Henlon on the left wing. The quick bounce to Williams on the left block. Williams back out, Destin Logan. Underneath, Edwards underneath the basket. Reverse with the left hand is good.
Good job there from the Eagles. They've made all 3 of their field goals all in the painted area, while as the Oilers have made 2 threes.
Javonte Hill in and out dribble, pull up inside the arc, no good. Destin Logan the rebound, and he's fouled down low by Alex Kendall. And the Eagles will inbound once again. Findlay has not played since December 30th, last Tuesday, when they defeated Olivet 95-70 in a non-conference game. Eagles were just in action on Saturday when they defeated ODU by 1 in that incredible comeback. Edwards looking to throw in. Gets it into Maceo Williams. Right back to Edwards. Looking to push it up across the floor. Bounces to Henlon. In the corner, Destin Logan in the left corner. Fakes the three. The wing to Henlon. Down low, Williams loses the dribble. Last off of Mason Brandt. The Eagles will inbound underneath with 21 on the shot clock. 17:39 on the game clock in this first half. Oilers with an 8-6 lead.
Yeah, it's good ball movement there on the press. The Eagles are handling the press very well so far. Just 1 turnover we saw from Destin Logan, but other than that, they've made great passes to break this press.
So Cooper Davis will throw in on the baseline. Throws it to Edwards, right back to Davis in the corner. Davis looking to get himself going from downtown. Henlon at the right wing feeds Williams. Right back to Henlon. Goes up, lost the ball, out of bounds. Once again, it's last off of Findlay. Now 13 on the shot clock for the Eagles. 8-6 the early lead for Findlay. Mason Henlon will now inbound this one from the baseline. Edwards in the corner, takes the handoff to Henlon. Edwards drives on the baseline, back to Henlon. Left wing three, he's going to try it. Knocks it down. Jason Henlon with 5 points already. Eagles back up by 1, 9-8 the lead.
And Jason Henlon just 2 for 14 on the year from 3 is able to get that one to go.
At the other end, Mekhi Elmore knocking down the pull-up jumper. Oilers quickly answer back. Oilers 3 for 5 from the field. Eagles are 4 for 4. 10-9 the lead for Findlay. 3 minutes in. Henlon floats it to the right side for Edwards. Edwards gets across the timeline. Feeds Destin Logan, right back to Edwards. Williams comes up to set the screen. Edwards dribbles to the top, right wing for Destin Logan, fakes the three. Now Maceo Williams in the corner, Henlon at the right wing. Henlon between the leg dribble, looks for the screen from Williams. Henlon on the drive, back out Edwards, 8 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Edwards floats it up to Williams, pass too long, goes off the backboard. And here comes Mekhi Elmore. The Oilers could have numbers if they push. They hand off to Alex Kendall, right wing for Elmore. Elmore against Edwards, back up top to Brandt. Brandt throws it down low and out of bounds as Kendall could not get position against Cooper Davis. Now our first subs of the game, Max Dawson and Trent Miner come in. Cooper Davis is going to come out. And for the first time here today, we see the Findlay Oilers bring in their whole new 5 with Steele Meister, Jagger Landers, Jake Bishop, Max Roth, and all in the game for Findlay.
And so the Eagles, with 2 turnovers on the game so far, haven't been resulting in any points, but we'll see if that changes as the game goes on.
Ian Iapolo also in for Findlay to bring in this whole new 5, the fresh legs on the floor to play this full court press. Edwards able to break the press. Has Iapolo guarding him at the top. Edwards dribbles to the left elbow, back out Miner over to Maceo Williams. Posting his way up against Landers, gets inside, bounces to Miners, who cut inside, locked away and stolen. Landers outlets to Meister. Meister gets to the right elbow, will slow things down, up top to Landers, into the corner. Iapolo's wide open for 3, comes up short. Edwards the rebound. Iapolo trying to get himself going from downtown. Henlon drives back out to Williams. Williams on the drive, gets to the GMAC logo, takes the contact, scores the goal, but they're not going to count it. The foul was before the shot. Now the officials are going to confer, and now they are going to count the basket. So Maceo Williams will have a chance for a 3-point play coming out of this next timeout, the first one of the game. Eagles lead 11-10 against Findlay right here on the radio home for Ashland University Athletics, 88.9 WRDL.
Are you looking for more ways to support the men's basketball team? Well, be sure to stop by the 212 Club. To go out the club and find more information about this boosting club for men's basketball.
Brent, so far, what stands out to you here early? It really has just been a back-and-forth beginning here.
Yeah, both teams with a high pace, high energy. The Eagles 5 for 5 on the game so far, and the Oilers 3 for 6 on the game, 2 for 3 from downtown. And for that basket, the Eagles were scoreless for a good amount of time, but Maceo Williams put an end to that. We'll see if he can cap off the 3-point play.
Williams with his first field goal. Free throw misses, and the rebound goes to Jake Bishop. Hands off to Max Roth. This second unit for Findlay, all players that played on the Oilers last season, so all used to playing together. Landers, the high-low pass to Meister. Meister against Max Dawson down low. The size mismatch. Meister, the fake, goes up and under and lays it in to give Findlay the lead, 12-11.
Yeah, good job from Meister there against the smaller Dawson. Able to use his right shoulder back in on the left block, pump fake and step through for an easy score.
Edwards throws it to Dawson. Dawson comes across the timeline. No-look feed to Williams. Williams underneath. Fakes, goes up, and has it blocked underneath by the Oilers with Landers and Iapolo underneath. And now Maceo Williams will come out for the first time. Jason Moore, coming off of the best game of his collegiate career on Saturday, comes in for the first time. Max Dawson will inbound on the baseline. Edwards in the left corner, defended by Bishop. Here comes the trap by Iapolo. Edwards goes away from it, and he stepped out of bounds. Smart play by the Oilers to force the 4th turnover already for the Eagles, and the Oilers get it back.
I said the Oilers only being up 1 while causing 4 turnovers. something to see if they can capitalize on these turnovers by the Eagles.
Eagles zoning on this defensive possession out of the timeout. Max Roth fakes the three from the corner, now fires away and knocks it down. The Oilers 3 for 4 from downtown. Roth, the senior from Findlay, playing for his hometown Oilers. Oilers lead 15-11. Edwards runs the baseline, gets it into Henlon, who's able to hold on to the dribble, looking for someone to throw it to. Dawson flashes to the middle, now comes across the timeline. Defended by Bishop. Now Jason Moore at the top of the key, faking. Pivots to the left, now drives all the way to the basket, fakes, pivots around, goes up over Landers and scores. The confidence continues for Jason Moore, who quickly makes an impact off the bench.
Yeah, good attack there from Jason Moore at the top of the key to that left block. Nice series of fakes. He's able to finish with the right hand.
Jake Bishop, the lefty, throws it underneath to Iapolo in the post against Trent Miner. Backs his way in, back out to Landers. Up top, Meister fakes the three again. Drives at Edwards, loses the ball. Miner dives on it, still loose. Ball is taken away by Jason Henlon. Henlon looks to go to work, drives at Bishop, loses the ball, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, just a little bit too quick there from Henlon. Tried to do a little Euro step, but lost the handle. Otherwise, we see him take a seat, and Miles, the 5th turnover already by this Eagles team.
More subs for the Eagles. Bo Siegfried returns after missing the last couple of games. He's in the game. Cooper Davis returns, and Casey Lance, who's been in the rotation the last few, is in for the first time. 14 minutes to go first half. Oilers with a 15-13 lead. Landers over to Iapolo at the left wing. Eagles once again in a zone look. Roth from way outside, couple feet beyond the arc, comes up short for three. Ball loose, taken by Landers. Up top to Meister. Underneath Iapolo, spins against Lance and banks it in. Oilers lead now 17-13.
And now the Oilers 6 for 9 from the field.
Landers threw it away to Roth, who had it blocked underneath by Siegfried, but Findlay gets it back. Right wing triple for Jake Bishop. Comes up short. Oh no, it goes in. What a bounce for Jake Bishop from downtown. Was short off the rim, hit the top of the backboard, and then went in.
What a shot by the Oilers from Bishop. Now 4 for 6 from the field. They made their last 3 or 4 shots.
Findlay up 20-13 now. Siegfried lobs it to the left corner for Lance. Over to Max Dawson. Moore comes to the top, catches, fakes the handoff, drives against Jagger Landers, goes through contact and scores again. My goodness. Jason Moore once again, over his last 5 games, is shooting 82% from the field. That's going up already with a 2-for-2 start.
Jason Moore with a quick 4 points. You can tell he's got a lot more confidence in this game.
Bishop throws it up top to Roth, who's able to save it before it went in the backcourt. Landers goes back up top to Roth, left wing for Bishop. Bishop against Dawson. Here's Meister going to the left block, catches against Cooper Davis. Looking to back his way in, gets double teamed. The lefty fires from the baseline, misses the fadeaway. Moore the rebound. And here come the Eagles, who are off to a 7 for 8 from the field start of their own, but they've turned it over 6 times. Davis in the corner, Siegfried, down low to Jason Moore. Moore against Landers, fakes, spins around, gets inside, throws it to Lance, who takes a dribble, goes up through contact, count it, and a foul.
Great cut there from Casey Lance and that little dunker spot, if you will, at the GMAC logo. And good find from Jason Moore as Lance is able to bank it home in an and-one opportunity.
Casey Lance, who's been in the rotation the last couple of games, the redshirt freshman from Shelby, Ohio, got those minutes against Bryant and Stratton, playing against Ohio Dominican, and now playing here against Findlay. Coaching staff showing their confidence in Casey Lance. Comes up short on the free throw, but Maceo Williams just checked back in, grabs the offensive rebound. Siegfried over to Davis. Findlay has put in their starting 5 back in. Second unit doing a great job, scoring 10 points. Siegfried at the left wing, underneath to Williams with 9 on the shot clock against Kendall. Back out Destin Logan, fakes the 3, gets to the foul line. Pull-up jumper, contested, banks off. But a high rebound for Casey Lance, goes back up, misses the shot. Kendall the rebound, quick outlet to Johnson.
It's a good job from the Eagles to collect the offensive rebounds. Already 3 on the game, just couldn't convert.
Johnson wiggles past Lance, misses the layup. Williams the rebound, and here comes Siegfried. Siegfried throws it ahead to Cooper Davis. Davis on the drive, goes to the GMAC logo. Tough layup shot, misses, gets his own rebound, takes a dribble, back up and in. Cooper Davis with his first field goal, and the Eagles back within 1, 20-19 with 11.5 to go in half number 1.
Good job from Davis there to stay with his shot and not give up, as now he got his first basket of the game.
Johnson hands off to Hill. Up top to Mason Brandt against Lance. Down low, Alex Kendall in the mid-post area. Drives against Maceo Williams. Back outside to Brandt. Brandt at the left wing. Gets a screen from Hill, who catches with 8 on the shot clock. 1-on-1 against Lance. Gets inside. Dumps it underneath to Kendall, who's able to catch it. Strip. Brandt the rebound. Fakes. Goes back up. Count it. and a foul. Mason Brandt with the second and third efforts has a chance for a three-point play. As the Oilers go up by 3, he'll have a chance to complete the traditional three-point play following this timeout. Right here on the radio home for Ashland University Athletics, 88.9 WRDL.
The Group Bistro Club at the Air Road has a cover for menu featuring vegetarian and gluten-free options. Visit the Group Bistro Club Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and get 10% off your order by displaying the AUI your ordering tickets.
Trailing the Oilers 22-19. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Miles Urban along with Brett Alberts. Brett, the Eagles shooting 69% from the field so far, but they're down by 3, and that's because of their turnovers and the Oiler threes.
Yeah, turnovers for the Eagles, 6 turnovers already, and the points off turnovers, 8. The Oilers have converted, and for the three-pointers, like you just mentioned, 4 for 6 from the Oilers. They're shooting 8 for 15 from the field, 53%. So this Eagles team has to try to limit the turnovers so that the Oilers can stop converting them.
8 field goals, all from different players. Everyone getting involved here to start for Findlay. Mason Brandt comes up short on the free throw, cannot complete the three-point play. Cooper Davis back out to Jordan Edwards in the backcourt. Looking to get across against Mekhi Elmore, and he does. Casey Lance goes underneath to Maceo Williams in the mid-post. Cross-court pass, Destin Logan. Lance in the right corner with 13 on the shot clock. Lance looking, bounces to Maceo Williams, 10 on the shot clock. Williams back up top, Edwards, 7 on the shot clock. Edwards on the drive, crosses back, now drives, gets to the GMAC logo, steps back in the corner, Logan fires a 3, that's blocked by Javante Hill. Excellent defense there from Finley Johnson, throws it to Kendall. Kendall takes the contact, misses the layup, Brandt tips it, that won't go, Davis the rebound. Davis throws it ahead to Edwards. Edwards on the drive, gets inside, and lays it in.
Good job from Jordan Edwards as he's able to sky to the rim on that right side. He's got 4 points, 2 for 2 from the field, also 2 assists and the rebound.
Hill on the drive against Lance, goes up, shot misses. Brandt, the no-look tip misses, but a foul is called on the Eagles underneath. We'll see who they'll give it to. Looks like it'll be Jordan Edwards picking up the personal, and now Brandt will return to the line.
Looks like Brandt came from the right block and sky to try to tip it in. Edwards was in the landing space, I believe is what they're going to call, as Brandt, an incredible athlete, always able to keep possessions alive with that athleticism.
First free throw is good for Mason Brandt, who's having a very unique shooting season so far. He's very efficient from the field on the 3. He shoots 68% on 2s, 43% from 3, but 56% at the free throw line.
Very strange that is, Miles, able to have such great shooting splits as he's able to knock in both there for the Oilers.
24-21 lead for Findlay now with 10-10 to go in the first half. Edwards in the backcourt looking to throw it in against this Findlay press. Just gets it into Williams, who bounces it off of Hill. Now gets it to Jordan Edwards. Edwards defended by Brandt in the backcourt. Here comes Hill now defending. Edwards gets it ahead to Williams. Now Destin Logan at the right wing. Takes a dribble, bounce underneath to Williams. Nice catch, and the finish for Maceo Williams for his second field goal.
Good pass there from Destin Logan. Nice little two-man action between Logan and Williams. Nice pocket pass to Williams on the easy finish.
Kendall, nice pass back to the high-flying Javante Hill, who couldn't finish the layup. And here comes Jason Henlin. Back the other way, Eagles a chance for them to take the lead.
And the Oilers now 1 for 7 on their last field goal attempts.
Edwards dribbles to the right. Cooper Davis catches, fires away. His first three-point attempt is in and out. And Anthony Johnson the rebound. Johnson into the forecourt, feeds Kendall at the right wing, over to Elmore. Elmore gets to the GMAC logo, pivots around, puts up the shot, draws the foul, and comes up short. And now Mekhi Elmore will go to the line for 2.
So already the 5th and 6th free throws here, the 6th and 7th free throws, for the Oilers early in this half.
Elmore, 82% at the line, has started all 13 games for the Oilers this year. 6'3" senior from Dayton, Ohio. The transfer from Mid-America Nazarene knocks down the first one. Oilers lead at 25-23. Oilers now 5 for 6 at the line. Shooting numbers, they're 8 of 19 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3. Elmore knocks down both, and now Jason Moore will return to the game for Williams. 9:20 to go in the first half. Oilers lead the Eagles 26-23. Miles Irvin along with Brett Alberts. Glad to be with you here on this Monday evening. Edwards floats it to Henlon. Right back to Edwards to try and break this Oiler full-court press. Elmore hounding him. Edwards gets into the front court, gets to the left wing, throws it up top to Henlon at the Eagle logo. Moore catches at the top. Moore takes a dribble at the top, floats it to Henlon at the left wing. Up top to Jordan Edwards. Steps into a three from the top of the key and knocks it down. Jordan Edwards, a perfect 3 for 3 from the field, and the Eagles tie it up at 26.
And Jordan Edwards, 2 for 13 from downtown on the year, which is 15%. He's able to get another big three. And that's the second one we've seen, one from him, and now we just and from Jason Henlon as well.
Hill on the drive, gets it into the corner. Mason Brandt from the right side buries the triple. Brandt now with 7 points. His first three-pointer, the 5th for the Oilers, and they're back up by 3.
As you mentioned, Mason Brandt, a 42% three-point shooter, able to knock that one home.
Davis against Kendall. Double team in the post, throws it to the right side. Destin Logan fakes the three, drives, fakes the pull-up on the baseline, goes underneath to Moore, who spins and scores again. Jason Moore's doing it again. 6 points on 3 for 3 shooting in 5 minutes.
As you mentioned, Miles made 23 of his last 28 shots over coming into this game. Already 3 for 3.
Mason Brandt feeling it, misses the pull-up shot, in and out, and Edwards grabs the rebound. 8 minutes to go, first half. Fun one here so far. Findlay up 29-28. Edwards gets a screen from Jason Moore, dribbles to the top. Now drives to the left elbow, feeds Henlon. Henlon on the drive, gets to the GMAC logo, floats it up off the glass with the left hand.
Good attack there from Jason Henlon. He's got 7 points, and he's 3 for 3 as well.
Eagles with their first lead in 8 minutes after they trailed by 7. 30-29 the advantage for the home club. 7:40 to go in the first half. Brandt drives on the baseline. Feed up top to Johnson. Left wing for Makai Elmore against Davis. Gets a screen. Edwards guards him on the switch. 11 on the shot clock for Elmore. Drives inside. Into the corner for Johnson. Sets, fires, three-pointer. Comes up short. Ball's loose. Kendall goes for the rebound and scores. Biggest guy on the floor able to grab it. And now Findlay is going to call a timeout.
That's the 5th offensive rebound for this Oilers team to halt that little run the Eagles had to now take the lead 31-30.
Back and forth so far between these two teams. Offensively, the Eagles 14 for 20 from the field, 70%. Findlay 10 for 23 from the field, but they've knocked down 5 three-pointers, 5 for 8 from distance, and 6 free throws as well. Really even first half so far, but another sort of contrast of styles here with the Eagles scoring 24 of their 30 points in the paint. The Oilers with 21 of their 31 points from the three-point line and the foul line.
Well, that's what the Oilers like to do. They like to get out and run. They like to shoot three-point shots. I mean, they make 8 threes a game, shooting at 31%, a little lower, as you mentioned, from last year's team. But this team still loves to pressure and loves to get out and run. And there's a lot of contributions. Almost every player except Jagger Landers has scored for this Oilers team, so a lot of different contributions for this Oilers team.
That second unit for the Oilers is set to come back in with Landers, Bishop, Roth, Iapolo, and Steelmeister. Again, it's just so interesting to see this Oiler team struggle from three-point range to start the season. Again, 28% from 3 in conference play this year after 37% from three-point shooting. You wonder, Brett, how much do you think does that have to do with this team getting back to rhythm at the beginning of the season of playing that up-and-down full-court press style?
Well, obviously, it does take a lot of time to get used to playing up and down and being tired, because when you're tired, it's tougher to shoot those long threes, and when you're in shape, it's obviously comes easier. So maybe in this back half of the year, the Oilers will start to increase those numbers, and right now in this game, there's a true sign that's going to get better. I mean, 5 for 8, 62%.
We did see in the game that the Eagles won against the Oilers last year. The Oilers went 8 for 20 from 3 in the first half, only made 2 in the entire second half. Edwards gets it to Henlon in the backcourt, gets it back against Ian Iapolo. Roth comes to double team in the backcourt. Henlon at the right side gets it across the timeline. Henlon gets a screen from Jason Moore. Left wing for Jordan Edwards, fakes the pass. Dribbles to the top, bounces to Henlon at the right wing. Bounce in the corner. Max Dawson fires, misses the three. Jason Moore tips the rebound, taken away by Max Roth, who gets by Edwards. Roth on the drive. Into the corner to Meister, up top to Jagger Landers. Landers fakes the pass about 6 times, and then a foul away from the ball is going to be called against the Eagles.
That was a good job from Trent Miner to get that flare action for Dawson in the right corner, and Dawson, one of the best point shooters for this Eagles team. On the year, 18 for 52, 35%, just unable to get that one to go.
Eagles trying to improve from downtown. I've had a couple games this year where they've only made 1 3. As the ball is thrown deep into the backcourt for Jake Bishop. Comes across the timeline, under 7 to go first half. Oilers by 1. Meister the drive, hop step. Up top, Jagger Landers sets for 3. Knocks it down. Jagger Landers with his first points of the game, and now everyone who's played for the Oilers has scored.
That's their 6th made 3 of the game. They just have a lot of different players, and nobody cares about who gets the points. That's what they're all making sure that they don't care about that, and that's why they're a great team.
Edwards gets across the timeline. Defended by Bishop. Here's the screen from Moore at the right wing. Edwards double teamed up top. Henlon at the Eagle logo at the volleyball line. Back to Edwards at the right wing. Henlon again at the top. 10 on the shot clock for Ashland. Edwards catches at the left elbow. Quick pass underneath to Moore. Miner cuts to the basket, goes up, misses it over Landers. Did a great job going straight up. And here comes Bishop across the floor. A chance for the Oilers to extend the lead. Landers catches at the top, bounces down low to Meister against Jordan Edwards. Meister on the drive, gets inside, goes up through contact and scores. Seal Meister with his second bucket off the bench. And the Oilers back up by 6.
That's Meister's second made field goal of his 3 shots, and all 3 of his shots have come from the post area. He's really good down low.
Miner, nice pass down low to Jason Moore. Eagles break the press beautifully that time. And it's 36-32 Findlay.
And that's what the Eagles can do. If they can break the press, they can get easy layups like that with Jason Moore, who's up to 8 points now.
Eagles back in his zone. Landers shoots over it and comes up short on an air ball from the foul line. And the Eagles will inbound now. Maceo Williams returns. Bo Siegfried also in. Eagles down 4, 5:31 to go in this first half of play. Destin Logan's also going to return. Siegfried will be the inbounder in the backcourt. Jordan Edwards goes to the bench, so we'll see if the Eagles can break this press with their best ball handler off the floor. Henlon and Siegfried look to get it. Henlon gets it. Now back to Siegfried. And now Henlon at the right side, gets across the timeline. Williams comes to the top. Now it's the Oilers playing a zone defense. Henley gets to the GMAC logo. Right wing for Dawson. Bounce to Williams on the right side. Williams up top to Bo Siegfried. Left wing for Logan. Logan fakes, fires a contested 3 over Meister. Comes up short. Siegfried the rebound. Siegfried has it deflected out of bounds. And the Eagles will get it back on another possession, creating second chance opportunity.
And Bo Siegfried, probably the smallest guy out there on the floor, able to grab that huge offense rebound for the Eagles. Their 5th. Now shot clock at 19. Eagles have an opportunity to cut into this lead.
And now Josh Turbin comes in for the first time for the Oilers. Was a mainstay in the starting lineup for Findlay last year. Has come off the bench for all this year as he has mightily struggled from downtown. Maceo Williams at the right baseline. Drives against Landers. Gets inside. Puts it up over Landers and flips it up and in. Cutting the lead down 36-34. Meister ahead to Jake Bishop. Cross-court pass to Max Roth. The Eagles in zone once again. Bishop over to Meister at the top of the key. Defended by Siegfried. Right wing for Max Roth. Defended by Destin Logan. Number 4 against number 4. Roth gets to the GMAC logo. Floats up the shot. Comes up short. Logan the rebound. Knocked away by Roth. But Logan able to grab it. Logan throws it ahead to Dawson, who couldn't handle the pass. And that's going to be the 7th turnover of the game for the Eagles.
It is unfortunate there. Dawson on the right wing just went right through his hands. Good push ahead from Logan. As you mentioned, the turnover battle here for the Eagles is a reason why they're down 2 in this game.
And now Luke Denbo is in the game for the Oilers. The senior who hails from Ashland, has a lot of family here. Gave him a nice applause as he came in. Here's with the basketball. Right wing for Turbin. Up top to Denbo. Left wing Bishop fakes the 3. Dribbles it back to Denlow. Turbin's left wide open from the right corner, and he knocks it down. Turbin last season shot 44% from 3. This year down to just 31% as we have a foul on the inbounds called against Luke Denbo.
And Miles, before that shot, this Oilers team was scoreless the last minute, 30 seconds. But that triple from the Oilers, able to halt that as they go up by 5.
Turbin knocking down the 3. The grad student, who again last year started all 29 games for this team, has yet to start a game this year. Numbers have just dipped as is many of his teammates. Edwards will throw it in the backcourt. Williams, Lance, Dawson, Davis, and Edwards on the floor for the Eagles. Edwards gets it in the backcourt. 4 minutes remaining, Oilers by 5. Edwards throws it ahead to Cooper Davis, gets it in the front court. Right wing for Max Dawson. Up top, Edwards. Left wing for Davis. Davis bounces to Williams. Davis cuts to the GMAC logo. Williams telling Edwards to go through as well. Edwards against Jagger-Landers one-on-one. Outside, Casey Lance steps into a three-pointer. That one misses. Turbin tips the rebound, taken by Denbo. Denbo, right wing for Landers. Landers fakes the pass a few times. Denbo at the right wing against Max Dawson. Davis, good job fronting the pass, deflects it out of bounds. That'll take us to our final timeout of the first half. Findlay up by 5 against the Eagles right here on the radio home for Ashland University Athletics, 88.9 WRDL.
Tonight's game, please allow both teams and officials to the court first. Your patience is appreciated.
First half, with Findlay leading Ashland 39-34. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Miles Irvin along with Brett Alberts. Glad you're joining us here on this Monday evening for this important Great Midwest Athletic Conference showdown here early in the season. Eagles hanging in there, down by 5, 3.5 to go. Luke Denbo throwing it in with 18 on the shot clock for Findlay. Throws it into the backcourt. Landers catches it and will now dribble it up against Maceo Williams. Landers steps back, fakes the three, goes to Denbo. Denbo drives at Max Dawson, gets through traffic, outside to Landers. Landers with 7 on the shot clock against Williams. Between the legs, step back for 3. Comes up short. Cooper Davis the rebound.
A good rebound there from Davis. He's able to haul it in with one hand, as that almost was a made three-pointer from Jagger-Landers from way downtown.
Edwards on the drive, gets inside, floats it up and in. Jordan Edwards now a perfect 4 for 4, 9 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's his job here for this Eagles orchestrators. He's had great looks all game.
Landers from the right corner knocks down the 3, and the Eagle coaching staff not happy about the looks that Landers has gotten here over the last few minutes. Landers, his second three-pointer, hit 7 in the game at Findlay last season in late January. Casey Lance dribbles to the left, hands off for Davis. Williams lobs underneath for Davis, who catches inside, draws the foul, banks it in, and a chance for a three-point play for Cooper Davis.
A good pass from Mason Williams as Davis curled around him, threw it over the top, and good finish from Cooper Davis, as now he's up to 4 points, a chance to add on with the free throw.
And now a lot of subs coming back in as the Oilers return their starting 5 to the floor. Davis at the line, 4 points, 3 boards in 12 minutes. His first free throw attempt of the game. Misses it, and Alex Kendall grabs the rebound. Oilers up by 4 with 2.5 to go in this first half. Anthony Johnson against Jason Henlin. Loses the ball. Henlin with the steal. Ahead to Cooper Davis. Hill comes back. Davis goes up. Draws the foul as he went up for the shot. And Davis will return right back to the free throw line.
A good job from Jason Henlin. He's able to pickpocket Anthony Johnson and throw it ahead to Cooper Davis. And good pursuit, though, by the Oilers. That was Javonte Hill skied up to try to block it, but good job from Davis to draw the foul and go back to the foul line.
Davis knocks down the first one. 88% free throw shooter. 15-point scorer on the season for the Eagles team, but is really a hot and cold player. Knocks down both free throws. 42-40 to score. Findlay the advantage. 2:16 to go. Now the Eagles showing a full court press, which we've seen a lot over the last couple games. Elmore comes across the timeline. Throws it to Johnson at the Eagle logo. Left wing for Hill. Cross-court pass to Mason Brandt. Up top, Johnson. Left wing for Javante Hill. Now Kendall on the left baseline. Looking for someone to throw it to. It's up top to Javante Hill. Steps into a three. Comes up empty there. And Jordan Edwards goes for the rebound. 1:48 remaining first half. Jordan Edwards handling with his Eagles down by 2. Edwards flips it to the corner for Destin Logan. Down low to Williams. Williams against Kendall. Jabs, now drives to the left. Spins around, loses his balance, and it's going to get called for a travel.
Yeah, as soon as he started to do the spin move, the travel you could tell was coming from a mile away. Great defense there from the Oilers. Great job from Kendall to stand his ground and cause that turnover. And for the Eagles, that's their 8th turnover now of the game.
Oilers force 16 turnovers per game for their opponents. Big reason why they're able to score 90 points per contest. Hill to Kendall at the foul line. Right wing for Elmore. Elmore against Logan. Drives to the GMAC logo. Up top, Kendall. Left wing for Johnson. 10 on the shot clock for the Oilers. Johnson behind the back against Edwards. Up top, Mason Brandt steps back, launches a three-pointer, puts it in. Mason Brandt now in double figures with 10. Findlay's knocked down 9 threes in this first half, and they lead by 5.
That's a tough shot for Mason Brandt. He's able to rise up and jump over the contest of Davis. As now the Oilers lead by 5.
Under a minute to go first half. Henley catches. As the Eagles break the press, they go to Davis in the corner. Underneath, Williams takes a few dribbles, gets inside, and reverses it in. And the Eagles are going to call a timeout with 50.6 to go.
And that was a good job there by Davis to find Williams, who had Anthony Johnson on him. Quick spin move from Williams, reverse right-handed layup. And now the Eagles, just down by 3 with 50 seconds left to go, have a chance to cut into this lead even more.
Williams now with 8 points on 4 or 5 shooting, 3 boards, couple of assists. Numbers really even for both sides throughout this ball game, as it really has been a back and forth first half with a lot of different players getting into the act.
Yeah, Mason Brandt obviously for the Oilers, 10 points, 3 for 6, but every single player except Luke Dembo has made a field goal for this Oilers team. And for the Eagles, Jordan Edwards, 9 points, 4 for 4, 1 for 1 from three-point land. The Oilers shooting 47%, 64% from 3. The Eagles shooting 65% from 2 and just 29% from 3.
19 for 29 from the field overall. 17 for 22 on two-pointers is Ashland. 50.6 remaining as the Oilers will inbound in the backcourt. Eagles showing this full court press. Johnson looking to throw in, gets it into Elmore. Here comes a double by Logan. Elmore gets it right back to Johnson under the Eagle basket. Johnson loses the dribble. Just has 4 seconds to get it across. Bounces it ahead to Elmore in the front court. Elmore gets to the GMAC logo, spins, loses the ball. Henlin able to save it and get it to Edwards. About a 7-second difference between the shot clock and game clock, so the Eagles can run this down if they want. Edwards backs his way into Elmore. Now gets a screen from Williams. Edwards gets to the foul line. The jump stop up top, Maceo Williams. Back to Edwards. 13 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Edwards, cross-court feed to Cooper Davis in the right corner. Davis on the drive, goes up. Layup misses, gets his own rebound. Back up, count it, and 1. Cooper Davis on the boards again. Has a chance to tie the game.
Good job there from Cooper Davis. Great defense from Kimball on the first one. But great job from Davis to stay with it, get it back, and get another opportunity at the foul line for his 4th attempt of the game.
Eagles are just 2 for 5 at the free throw line in this first half. A chance to tie the game with 13.6 remaining. And Davis does just that. 45-45, 13 seconds left. Hill gets it to Anthony Johnson. Shot clock turned off. Johnson against Logan, and Logan called for a tough foul in the backcourt. 10.2 on the clock.
The Eagles have just now, that was their foul to give, so if you're the Eagles, you don't want to foul this last 10 seconds because it will force the Oilers to the foul line.
Now Mason Brandt will inbound in the backcourt. 10.2 remaining. Brandt inbounding in front of his bench. They got to go the length of the floor. They get it to Johnson. Johnson hounded by Henley, gets across with 5 on the clock. Johnson behind the back with 4 on the clock between the legs. Goes back up, steps back, launches a tough contested 3, misses it. Excellent defensive play there from Jason Henlin, and we are all tied up at 45 apiece after 1 half of play.
That was a good job from the Eagles. A 5-0 run the last minute and 3 seconds. They made their last 4 or 5 shots to cut back into this ball game.
And about to be joined by Associate Head Coach Brooke Turson of the Eagles to discuss that first half. And, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. You knew it was going to be a battle coming into this game. What were your overall thoughts?
I thought for the most part, we haven't seen this style since maybe a scrimmage earlier in the year. I thought our guys handled it pretty well. I know we have maybe 7 or 8 turnovers, but we have a lot of assists offensively, taking care of the ball for the most part. Defensively, it's always going to be about rebounding. Right now, they're kicking our butt from the 3. That was like the number one key here is make sure these guys don't come in here and feel comfortable from the 3-point line. They're not shooting an unbelievable percentage this year as a team, but they are notoriously an unbelievable 3-point shooting team. That's the reason this ball game's tied. If we start defending that thing and keep them take care of the ball, we'll see what happens.
Coach, you have 36 points in the paint. Went on a 5-0 run there to end the half. What did you see from your team that half?
Yeah, no, that's some resiliency. We knew we had to get that thing back tied there the last 2 minutes, of the half, and we did. So now we have an all-square game heading into halftime, and just proud of our group right now.
Then, Coach, what are you looking to see in the second half as you try to pull out the win?
Yeah, obviously you mentioned defensively, just you got to guard the 3. The 9 of 15. I got a stat sheet in front of me now. Continue to attack the paint, look for kick-out threes. Just don't settle. So their press is probably going to, it might even get a little better here in the second half. So we can't let tired beat us. This is our 3rd game in 5 days. It's really tough against a pressing team. We got to have a lot of, a mindset of resiliency here moving forward.
For sure, Coach. Thanks so much in the second half. That was Associate Head Coach Brooke Turson after a very well first half, which is all even up at 45 apiece. Miles Urban along with Brett Alberts. And Brett, that was a fun first half. These both teams really brought their A game.
Yeah, every time these two teams play, it's always a great game. And, 45-45, both these teams playing 2 different styles. As we talked about in the women's game before, you take a look at the Oilers, as you mentioned, 9 for 15, 60% from 3-point land, 15 of 33 from the field, 45%. Then the Eagles, 20 for 31 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3. They have 36 points in the paint.
And as Coach Turson mentioned, as we mentioned the entire game here in the first half, where the Oilers just really have struggled from 3 this year, but like he said, a historically great 3-point shooting team last year, and are getting their numbers back up with 9 for 15 from 3, and 7 different players knocked down a 3-pointer. You can see why this Oilers team is so good, because they get everyone involved offensively.
Well, let's take a look at their bench points. 21 for the Oilers, 10 for the Eagles. Just like you mentioned, with how many 3-pointers, different contributions. Hill was 1 for 5, Johnson 1 for 4, Brandt 3 for 6, Kendall 1 for 2, Elmore 1 for 1, Landers 2 for 4, Thorburn 1 for 1, Bishop 1 for 1, Roth 1 for 3, Iapolo 1 for 3, and Meister 2 for 3, all from the field. But 3-pointers, as you mentioned, Hill 1 for 2, Johnson 1 for 3, Brandt 2 for 2, Landers 2 for 3, Thorburn 1 for 1, Bishop 1 for 1, Roth 1 for 2, and Iapolo 0 for 1. So a lot of different players able to knock down 3-pointers.
For the Eagles, leading the way for them, Jordan Edwards and Cooper Davis, each with 9, and Maceo Williams and Jason Moore, each with 8. Jason Henlon with 7. So they're also getting a lot of different contributions offensively as well. Do they need to have a standout player in this second half as they try to pull out this big win?
I don't think the Eagles need to have a standout player. I think if they can just do it as a team collectively, you take a look at Jason Henlon, 7 points, 3 for 3. He's made a 3-pointer. Jordan Edwards, 9 points, 4 for 4. He's made a 3-pointer, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Maceo Williams, 8 points, 4 for 5, very efficient. Cooper Davis, 9 points, 3 for 6 from the field, 3 for 4 from the foul line, 5 rebounds and 2 assists. And then Jason Moore, 8 points, 4 for 4. So a lot of different contributions for the Eagles chipping in to help in this game.
Edwards and Henlon, you mentioned knocking down a 3-pointer, haven't missed a shot. That's found money for this Eagles team with the way they've been shooting the ball so far this season. What are you going to be looking for over the first few minutes of this second half as both these teams try to gain some momentum in this second half?
Well, I'm looking to see if the Oilers do press, how the Eagles will handle it. Because you take a look at the turnovers, the Eagles have 8, the Oilers 4. And then points off turnovers, the Oilers 14, the Eagles 5. So it's how the Eagles will handle the press of the Oilers, and for the Oilers, if they can sustain this hot shooting start in the first half into the second half.
Another chapter into this rivalry between Findlay and Ashland, and we are all knotted up at 45 apiece. Looking forward to the second half. We're about 10 minutes away from half number 2 inside of Cates Gymnasium, but for now, we're going to take a break and then send you back to the studio for Bryce Gatton and the Beer Barrel Drive-Thru halftime show. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to the radio home for Ashland University Athletics, 88.9 WRDL. Oilers about to get set for the second half, all knotted up at 45 apiece. Brett, really was a fantastic first half on both ends of the floor for both teams. What are you looking to see here to begin the second half?
Just which team wants it more. That's what it's going to come down to is, heart, and which team can obviously turn the ball over less, because both teams are willing to and showing that they're going to press, play zone. It's which team can find the best looks and not turn the basketball over. Take a look at the Eagles. They have 8 compared to the Oilers 4. The Oilers just from downtown have just been red hot. We'll see if
to have doubled their three-point percentage on average, shooting 60% from three in the first half when they shoot just 28% on the season so far in conference play. Already knocked down more threes than they do on average so far this season. 9 for 15 from three, only average 7 per game. And of course, nearly everyone who played for them scored, as 10 of the 11 players made a basket for them. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they had 5 players that scored 7 or more points. So a lot of different players that have gotten into the act so far in this game.
Also, too, for the Eagles, that 5-0 run to end the first half in the last minute, 14 seconds, was a huge run, because when you get down to this Findlay Oilers team, it is very tough to come back. So being able to have this game knotted up at 45 is huge for this Eagles coming out second half.
So the Eagles will inbound, moving from left to right in this second half. The Oilers from right to left as the ball is thrown into Cooper Davis in the front court. Maceo Williams on the right side against Alex Kendall. Edwards comes to the right wing against Johnson, gets a screen from Williams. Edwards on the baseline, goes through, outside Logan. Right wing Cooper Davis sets, fires three-pointer, knocks it down. Cooper Davis with his first three-pointer, and the Eagles go up by 3, 48-45.
Great first possession by the Eagles. Everybody got a touch as the ball moved around the arc, and Cooper Davis rose into it and knocked it down.
Makai Elmore looking to answer back, can't hit the three, and Davis grabs the rebound. Henlon looks to bring it up the floor, gets double-teamed by the Oilers, who played that full-court press the entire first half. Davis at the Eagle logo, feeds Henlon. Williams in the mid-post area on the right side. One-on-one against Kendall. Back out, Destin Logan. He tries the three. That one way off the mark, and Javonte Hill gets the board and will slow things down for Findlay. Hill between the legs, drives to Cooper Davis, steps back, fakes at the foul line. Anthony Johnson fakes the three, right corner for Kendall. Mason Brandt at the left wing. Jabs. Now drives to the left elbow. Fakes. Now Hill. Kendall at the left elbow against Williams. Fakes, loses the ball, and now a foul's going to be called as Cooper Davis pushed Kendall. So the Oilers will inbound with 20 on the shot clock. 18:48 to go in half number 2. Eagles up 48-45. Mason Brandt will inbound right in front of us. And now Javonte Hill comes to inbound.
Just unfortunate for the Eagles is there was low shot clock, and that foul from Davis pushes the shot clock back to 20. So for the Oilers to get reorganized this possession.
Eagles playing man-to-man to begin this second half. Elmore to Hill at the right wing against Cooper Davis. Hill one-on-one, crosses to the right, drives, gets inside. Bank shot in and out, and in again. What a shot from Javonte Hill. His second field goal gives him 5 points. One of many athletic freaks on this Oilers team as Edwards turns it over on the inbound. Hill.
Turnover battle for the Eagles, now up to 9 as a tip pass again as the Eagles able to recover.
And now Henlon will bring it up. Edwards gets into the front court, cross-court pass deflected by Johnson, picked up by Maceo Williams, takes a few dribbles and banks it in to give the Eagles the lead. With the Eagles coming from left to right in this second half of play and having to inbound in front of that Oiler bench when they're playing this full court press, you wonder how much that'll affect them, but the Oiler bench being very vocal.
It's very tough, obviously, when you have a bench that's very local. It helps energize whatever team.
Johnson, the alley-oop pass to Mason Brandt, who catches and throws it down. A 30-foot pass. And Brandt able to catch and throw it down.
What a pass, and an even spectacular finish as Brandt cut from the right corner and threw it up in a two-hand slam by the Oilers.
Henlon slips and falls, gets it to Edwards in the backcourt. Edwards gets across the timeline. Oilers up 51-50. Now Maceo Williams will go to the line for his second and third free throw attempts.
And they're going to call that, I believe, on Kendall. That'll be his second foul. So something just to keep an eye on later in this half. If Kendall gets in foul trouble, you're going to have to sub him out. But as Maceo Williams with double figures now, 5 for 6 from the field as he goes for his second and third free throw here.
Williams' first one is good to tie the game at 51. What a play at the other end. That alley-oop pass over to Mason Brandt. Brett, you and I were talking at halftime, just so many athletic players, and we were expecting to see some sort of highlight dunk, and we just got it right there.
Well, when you play this kind of style of fast pace, that's what's going to happen. And this pass was a really far pass. He's able to lob it up, and Brandt just comes flying out of nowhere from the right corner, able to slam it home.
Williams splits the free throws, 51-51, 17-10 to go in half number 2. Brandt with 12 on the shot clock, 1-on-1 against Davis, is going to fire away for 3, and it's good. Mason Brandt doing it all. Now with 15 points, he's 3 for 3 from downtown.
And Brandt there sized up Davis, then dribbled with his left hand, and Hezzy pulled right in his face. Good shot there from Mason Brandt. As you mentioned, his third 3 of the game.
Oilers now 10 for 17 from downtown. Edwards gets a screen from Williams on the left, spins, gets to the left block against Kendall. Here comes the double team under the basket, pass outside to Henlon. Henlon on the drive, back out Destin Logan, catches the ball with 8 on the shot clock. Maceo Williams against Kendall, the crossover up top to Henlon, 4 on the shot clock. Henlon steps back up top, Williams a 3 over Kendall, and he got fouled.
Just a poor foul there from Kendall. They had to stop as he hit Williams on the right elbow. And that's going to send Williams to the foul line for 3 shots. And as I mentioned earlier, that's now Kendall.
Ernst is not happy at all with that foul by Kendall. Williams knocks down the first of 3. For reference, Williams, a 24% three-point shooter who's really struggled from 3 so far this season. Knocked down a couple big ones in the last couple of games, but definitely someone you want to live with at the end of the shot clock, firing away as he misses the second one.
And free throw has been a struggle with him this year as well, shooting at 67%. And in this game, shooting at 2 for 5, right now with 1 more to come.
Max Dawson returns. Jason Moore set to come in for Williams, who's at the line with 1 more. Williams goes 2 for 3. They'll now come out. 54-53 the lead for Findlay, 16-22 remaining. Eagles showing their full court press in the backcourt. Javante Hill. Mason Brandt in the left wing, who's been on fire, looking to go to work between the legs. Crossover to the right, stripped and stolen by Logan. Brandt then dives on it, looking to save it, and he does to Javante Hill. Cross-court pass to Landers, fakes the 3. In the right corner, now gets it back up top. Hill with 6 on the shot clock has got to go to work. Hill 1-on-1 against Dawson. Hill on the drive, gets inside and draws the foul. Back-to-back plays where we see fouls right at the end of the shot clock. And Findlay's going to get a couple of free throws on the other side of this timeout. Findlay up 54-53. It's getting good inside of Cates Gymnasium. You don't want to go anywhere. You're listening to the radio home for Ashland University Athletics, 88.9 WRDL.
Be sure to stop by the 212 Club table at the lobby and find out more information about this exclusive club for men's basketball.
Is now at the line. Miles Irvin here with Brett Alberts. And Brett, I mean, hard to say anything else than what a game we've seen so far between these two teams.
Yeah, both these teams back and forth between each team taking leads. The Eagles 3 for 4 in their last field goals. The Oilers 4 for 5. As Hill's first free throw is short, but just as I mentioned, even this second half, 9 points, 4 for 5 from the Oilers, 8 points, 2 for 3 from the Eagles, 3 for 5 from the free throw line. So just no breathing room, and every possession matters in this game so far.
Hill sets up for the second free throw and gets the roll. Nice soft bounce there with that free throw. We've now had 10 lead changes and 6 ties in this game in just over 24 minutes of play. Jordan Edwards gets it in the backcourt. Oilers playing this trap against Johnson. Comes to double team. Edwards and jump shot in transition is good. Anthony Johnson able to drill it for his second field goal. The Oilers now lead it by 4, 57-53.
That's the 10th turnover by the Eagles. If the points off turnover, that's 16 now for the Oilers.
Blocking foul called on Javonte Hill as Edwards tried to come across the timeline. Third team foul on Findlay. 2 for the Eagles, and here comes the hockey substitution for Findlay. Iapolo, Bishop, Meister, and Roth join Landers on the floor. Casey Lance is going to come in for the Eagles. Both Siegfried, Cooper Davis, Maceo Williams all run off the bench as well.
So it looks like 2 hockey substitutions here from both sides as both coaches took it. Head coach John Elwood, 17 years, and head coach Charlie Ertz, 15th year. Both these coaches very knowledgeable and have a lot of experience.
Pressure. And Siegfried comes across. Williams wants to set a screen at the top. Siegfried gets to the top of the key, puts up a jumper, misses that one. Williams tips the rebound to Casey Lance. Back out Dawson. Dawson for 3, misses that one, and Steele Meister gets the rebound. Key possession here, and Meister throws it away. Dawson the steal, but then slips and falls on it. Max Roth catches at the left elbow. Iapolo has Max Dawson on him down low. Instead they go to Landers for 3. It's blocked by Williams. Ball loose. And a loose ball foul is going to be called against Casey Lance.
As Maceo Williams got the block on Landers and he was yelling out block so his guys can know and he could get the pass ahead, but just unfortunate by the Eagles as Lance fouled. That's his second.
Meister fakes the 3, drives to the GMAC logo, gets double team. Landers cuts and they throw it away to Dawson. Oilers, a couple chances to extend their lead, have turned it over. 4-point game. Dawson picks up his dribble. Williams catches against Landers. Right back to Dawson in the corner. Dawson uses the screen from Williams. Drives all the way. Gets to the basket. Shot does not roll in, but a foul is called against the Oilers. And 2 free throws now for Max Dawson.
Yeah, good attack there from Max Dawson. Good screen there from Williams. The 2-man action on the right wing. He's able to get inside to his left hand. Able to draw contact as now he goes to the foul line for his first attempts.
Dawson, first one is good. Dawson, a 67% free throw shooter. 14:30 to go in this second half. Oilers up 57-54 on the Eagles with one more coming for Dawson. And he knocks that one down, his first 2 points of the game. Iapolo in the backcourt. Gets it into Max Roth, quickly double team. Roth nearly travels, ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Roth as Dawson and Lance team up to force the turnover. And the Eagles will get it back.
And the Eagles Oilers, let's see if the Eagles can convert.
Lance, left wing for Max Dawson, loses the dribble. Now Bishop comes to defend as Dawson picks it up. Siegfried steps back against Roth, kicks it into the corner. Cooper Davis for 3. That's good. Cooper Davis with his second 3 of the half. He's got 15, and the Eagles back up by 1.
Great pass there from Siegfried on the left baseline to find Davis in the right corner. That's the Eagles' 15th assist on the night.
At the other end, Bishop on the drive, kicks it out to Landers. Back to Bishop at the left wing, who steps back. Bishop fakes the 3, throws it into the corner. Iapolo fires and hits. Ian Iapolo with his first 3-pointer. Another one of those players who was deadly last year, ice cold to begin this year. But the Oilers with their 11th 3-pointer in 19 tries.
And they've just been on fire against this Eagles team, and their heat just doesn't seem to be running out.
Davis gets a screen from Williams, steps back against Landers, feeds Williams. Williams drives through Meister, and a foul called against Findlay. That'll be their 15th foul with 13:31 remaining.
Yeah, so just 2 more fouls on the Oilers, and the Eagles will be shooting 1-1 until 10 if they're to get there, as Jordan Edwards checks in the game for Bo Siegfried.
So now Edwards will look to throw in. Findlay 58% from three on the game. The Eagles 62 from the field overall. Knocked down 4 big threes on their side. Edwards throws in from the baseline, goes to Cooper Davis at the left wing. Williams sets the pick. Davis left wing for Edwards. Edwards to Williams, who dribbles it off his foot. Dawson picks it up with 11 on the shot clock. Dawson gets a screen from Williams, drives to the foul line, steps back, contested shot, gets the bounce and drops through. 60-60 with 13-13 to go.
Good shot there from Max Dawson. Now he's up to 4 points. His first made field goal, as he was 0 for 2 before that, as now he has some confidence going into the rest of the game.
Bishop steps back against Edwards, bounces to Iapolo on the post against Casey Lance. Iapolo to the right block, spins, fakes the fadeaway, has to kick it out to Meister. Up top, Max Roth, 13 to shoot for Roth. Roth on the drive, goes up through Williams, stripped out of bounds, last off of Jordan Edwards. 10 on the shot clock for the Oilers as Luke Denbo and Josh Turbin return.
And if you're the Eagles here, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. You don't want to risk any fouls or any situation where the shot clock will reset. So you want to make sure you play sound defense here this last 10 seconds.
So Denbo, the Ashland native, throws into Turbin to Meister, right wing for Bishop. 7 on the shot clock. Iapolo catches, jab, shoots over Maceo Williams and scores again. Ian Iapolo with 7 points in 9 minutes.
Just the versatility of these Oiler bigs, being able to space the floor. Jagger Landers and Ian Iapolo, they were the killers last year against the Eagles over at their place. And they're still doing the same thing here today against the Eagles.
Dawson on the drive, knocked out of bounds. Game clock, Jason Henlon returns. And the Eagles are going to get Max Dawson out of the game. Cooper Davis will inbound, floats it up to Destin Logan. Logan catches, Davis curls to the top of the key. Henlon at the left wing, floats to Williams against Iapolo. Williams, single coverage, drives to the GMAC logo, floats it up and in. Maceo Williams now with 15 points on 6 for 7 shooting from the field. 62-62. Turbin, right corner of Bishop. Bishop fakes the three, now fires away. That's good again. The Oilers once again from downtown, 60% from three.
Hand down, man down situation is another Eagles turnover there by Edwards. And against this Oilers team, hand down, man down results in 3 just like that one from the Oilers.
Findlay trying to get some momentum now. Up by 3 with the ball coming out of this timeout. You're listening to the radio home for Ashland University Athletics, 88.9 WRDL. Findlay over the Eagles with 11:56 to go here in half number 2. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Miles Irvin along with Brett Alberts. Brett, a potential big swing in this game as Findlay just knocked down a 3 and forced a turnover. What do the Eagles need to do to try to prevent this momentum from the Oilers of continuing?
Well, right now they need to stop right here because if this game gets more than 2 possessions, it's going to be really tough to get back into it.
Meister comes off the screen, up top to Jake Bishop, just knocked down that last 3. Drives against Destin Logan, up top to Denbo. 8 on the shot clock for the Oilers. Steele Meister for 3, comes up short. Logan and Bishop tip it. Logan tries to save it, and he was fouled by Jake Bishop. Well, the Eagles do get the stop, and will now have to try and inbound against this Findlay Oiler press.
That's kind of a bad foul there by the Oilers from Bishop, as now next foul will have the Eagles and the bonus the rest of the way.
Edwards looking to throw in the backcourt. Jason Moore jabs, throws it right back to his point guard. Edwards. Moore comes and sets the screen at half court. Edwards comes across, goes behind the back against Denbo. Now the screen from Moore. Edwards right wing to Destin Logan. Down low, Jason Moore had another big tap off the bench. Drives against Iapolo. Backs his way in. Pivots around with the left hand again. Jason Moore in double figures off the bench. 10 points in 9 minutes.
And Jason Moore now 5 for 5 from the field. His great hop step in the lane and great step through there as he's able to finish with the left hand.
Denbo drives against Henlon, and Henlon with the perfect defense. Moore with the rebound, double team, and picked up by Henlon. Numbers for the Eagles if they want them. Henlon to Edwards. Edwards on the drive, gets inside. Layup is short. Henlon on the putback, got it to go. And the Eagles back up by 1.
Great follow there from Jason Henlon as Edwards missed with the right hand on the right side, but Henlon able to follow it back. He's up to 9 points, 4 for 4 from the field.
66-65, the lead for the Eagles, under 11 to go second half. Iapolo against Moore, pull-up jumper, fading away. Ian Iapolo once again. Edwards calling for someone to come get the ball. Logan right back to Edwards. Ian Iapolo now 9 points in 11 minutes on 4 of 6 shooting.
Yeah, he's 6'7", 220, and able to shoot that pull-up jump shot like that is very tough to stop.
Edwards against Meister. Moore comes to set the pick. Edwards floats it underneath to Moore, catches underneath. Pump fake, goes up, misses the layup, gets his own rebound and fouled. And it looks like they're going to say that's in the act of shooting. So Jason Moore is going to get a couple of free throws with 10-10 remaining.
Yeah, that was a good screen and good slip there by him too, and good pass from Edwards. As Jason Moore able to draw a foul and 2 free throws here to see if he can put the Eagles up ahead.
10 points and 3 rebounds in 10 minutes for Jason Moore, coming off of that 22-point performance against Ohio Dominican, where he went 10 for 11 from the field. Both teams bring in a lot of new substitutions. The Oilers going back to their starting 5. Eagles bring in Casey Lance, Max Dawson returns, Destin Logan, Henlon, and Moore now the 5 for the Eagles. 67-67 the score. Moore's second free throw in and out. Midway through this second half, Mekhi Elmore catches in the corner, up top to Javonte Hill. Now Anthony Johnson bounces to Alex Kendall on the baseline, 22 against 22. Kendall goes to work against Moore at the GMAC logo, goes backdoor for Brant, who loses the ball, deflected away and stolen. Lance credited with the steal, and Jason Henlon comes across, feeds Logan at the left. Logan takes a dribble, gets into the forecourt. And now Henlon will reset.
Good stop there from the Eagles. Let's see if they can pull ahead and go up 2.
Moore, nice backdoor feed to Henlon. Jason Moore fakes the 3, drives inside against Kendall and draws the foul. My goodness, Jason Moore, the confidence growing with each play on the floor.
Jason Moore able to get back to the foul, and as you mentioned, 10 for 11. His last game against the Panthers, 22 points. You know, when you have a game like that, your confidence is sky high, and it showed here in this game. 11 points, 5 for 6, as he's able to make his first free throw.
Moore on the season, averaging 9 points a game in just 13 minutes. I mean, the things that this guy is able to do in his limited amount of minutes is really impressive, and he's forcing this coaching staff to play him a bit more. Moore goes 1 for 2, but Lance gets the offensive rebound back to Dawson, and now Henlon will reset. Eagles up by 1, 9.5 remaining. Henlon on the drive at the left wing, goes to Moore, hands back to Henlon. Henlon steps back. He's going to try a three-pointer. In and out won't go, and Javonte Hill the rebound. Elmore brings it up the floor. Oilers trailing by 1. Elmore against Casey Lance, over to Johnson, who comes to the top. Johnson hands off to Brant. Brant off the handoff, hits the 3 and the foul. A chance for a 4-point play for Mason Brant. He's 4 for 4 from 3 now with 18 points.
And as soon as he caught it at the top of the key, he rose up, left foot, right foot, and Logan was in the landing space. Their referees are going to call that every time. And Mason Brant, have yourself a game, as he has just been on fire. 6 for 9 from the field, has not missed the 3.
And completes the 4-point play. Oilers now lead it by 3, 71-68, 9:07 remaining. Henlon looking to throw in. Just throws it away to Brant, who throws it off of Moore, and it's Findlay basketball. Mason Brant pumps his fist, gets the 4-point play, and then forces the turnover.
And immediately Jordan Edwards off the bench into the game for the Eagles, as Lance will sit. And that's turnover number 12 for the Eagles in this game.
This could be a big point here for the Eagles. Definitely want to get a stop. They've been able to hang with this Oiler team. Findlay trying to see how long Ashland can hang on here. Brandt right back to Johnson. Down low, Jagger Landers has returned. Landers one-on-one against Jason Moore. The slow motion post up. Fakes again. Goes up. Edwards slapped him on the wrist, and then the foul is called after the ball was short off the rim. So now Jagger Landers is going to go to the line. Landers, again, as we mentioned, just his second game coming off the bench. Last year, a mainstay in that starting lineup, had that incredible 7 3-pointer game against the Eagles last year in late February, and is still having a terrific year shooting the ball. 44% from three for the 6'7" Landers, the senior from Antwerp, Ohio. These are his first free throws of the game. First one is good.
And he's only missed one free throw all year. 13 of 14, now 14 of 15. So just at 93% for the Oilers. Landers, one of their better shooters on the team.
And now Coach Ellenwood quickly brings his starting five back on the floor with Jordan Edwards to try to handle the ball in the backcourt. Landers 2 for 2. Oilers now up 73-68. Edwards throws it into Davis, who leaks out. Here comes Davis. Hill comes back. Davis, the spin move goes up. Count it in. One again for Cooper Davis.
And great recognition from Edwards. Good pinpoint pass as Davis was running around the far sideline, the left side of the floor. Able to get another and one as now Davis up to 17 points. Has a chance to cut it to 2.
This Eagles team has been able to break that press by throwing that long 40-foot pass time and time again, and this time it results in 3 points for Cooper Davis. 73-71 the lead for Findlay, under 9 to play. Javonte Hill throws it to Mason Brandt. Brandt, who's double-teamed in the backcourt, has it knocked away, and a foul is called against either Henlin or Logan. It'll be Jason Henlin picking up his first foul. 6th-team foul on the Eagles. The Oilers have 9.
So now next foul on the Eagles. The Oilers will be in the bonus the rest of the way.
Hill the catch on the inbound. At the right wing, drives against Jordan Edwards, spins to the right, steps back, fakes the foul line jumper, goes up and under, flip shot, gets the roll. No, he does not. It doesn't go in. And Edwards somehow gets the rebound. The ball now kicked by Brandt as Edwards tried to get it to Destin Logan. And the Eagles will get it back. Both teams trying to fight and scrap for this victory in conference play.
And Javonte Hill and Edwards having words underneath the basket. The referee told him to knock it off as Javonte Hill had a great look, just unable to put it in.
The Eagles get it back to Edwards. Oilers making the adjustment. Didn't have anyone defending the inbounder there. Edwards comes across the timeline, fakes the pass, goes to the left corner. Davis fires away for 3. That was blocked by Johnson. 15 on the shot clock for the Eagles. They'll have to take it out under the basket on the left side.
15 seconds for the Eagles. Plenty of time to get a good shot on this possession.
Davis into Edwards, who's under the basket. Count it in, foul again.
And great seal there by Edwards against Hill. That big frame of Edwards paying off, as now he has a chance to give the Eagles the lead.
Oilers were so worried about someone moving to the top on the perimeter that they just forgot about Edwards, who made himself available under the basket. Can't complete the three-point play, and then Logan commits a foul on the rebound, and that's going to put the Eagles in the penalty with 8:13 left.
Yeah, just a bad foul there from Destin Logan. That's going to put Brandt to the foul line as he's 3 for 4 on the game. Has a chance to give the Oilers the lead and get 20 points himself.
That's now 4 fouls on Destin Logan, so he's going to come out. Casey Lance returns. All even at 73 with 8:13 remaining between the Eagles and the Oilers, two teams that really feel like they can win a championship in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. Brandt knocks down the first one. He has tied his season high with 20 points. Got that in the very first game of the season for Findlay, a 20-point performance in a game against Truman State back on November 14th. And hits that one as well. 21 for Brandt. Oilers by 2. Edwards looking to throw in. Williams makes himself available. Bounces it right back to Edwards. On the right side now, comes up the middle. And Henlin on the right side catches in the forecourt. Back to Edwards on the left. 8 minutes remaining. Oilers lead at 75-73. Edwards hop step at the GMAC logo. Back out to Henlin. Casey Lance at the right wing, down low. Williams. Landers goes for the steal. Williams catches, draws the foul, and scores again. in, and another chance for a three-point play as Williams shrugs his shoulders and has a chance to give his team the lead at the free throw line after this timeout. All even at 75 with 7:50 remaining right here on the radio home for Ashland University Athletics, 88.9 WRDL.
As the official sports medicine provider for Ashland University, Ohio helps track to keep Eagles healthy and in the game. Ohio Health medical experts are available 24/7 to care for student athletes and active adults of all ages. Call 614-566-GAME anytime. Ohio Health, we care for every athlete.
75 the score with 7:50 remaining here in half number 2. Maceo Williams at the line looking to complete the three-point play. Brett, what have you seen from these two teams here in this second half? I mean, the score is all even at 30. They've both been efficient offensively, both leaving it all on the floor.
Yeah, one team is hitting from downtown. That's the Oilers, 13 for 22, 59%. And the other is the Eagles with 52 points in the paint, 30 for 49 from the field.
Maceo Williams at the line looking to give the Eagles the lead. And he gets the soft roll. Eagles lead 76-75, under 8 to play in the second half. Williams now with 18 points on the game. Johnson. Mason Brandt with a season-high 21 feeds Jagger Landers a couple feet beyond the arc at the right wing, looking for someone to throw it to. Goes to Jake Bishop at the right wing against Maceo Williams. Drives right past him, gets to the rim, spins around, throws it up, air ball. Williams altered that shot. And now the Eagles will slow things down, a 1-point lead.
He might have got a piece of that, but either way, great contest from Williams to stay in front of Bishop and force that miss.
Jason Henlon off the screen. Over to Edwards at the right wing. Loses the dribble, now picks it up at the Eagle logo between the circles. 12 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Williams comes to set the screen. Edwards wiggles his way to the GMAC logo. Pull-up shot from the foul line, misses, and Mason Brandt the rebound. Johnson comes across, under 7 to play. Brandt the catch. Left wing Bishop into the corner. Makai Elmore drives at Henlon and draws the foul on Jason Henlon. All whistles will result in free throws the rest of the way. With 6:50 remaining, free throw shooting numbers, the Oilers are 12 for 14, Eagles are 12 for 20.
It's a good attack there from Elmore and good little screen there from Brandt on Lance to kind of help clear the driving lane for Elmore as he gets to the foul line where he's 2 for 2.
Elmore rattles that one in and out. Taking a look at the foul numbers, Alex Kendall has 4 for the Oilers in 15 minutes. Javonte Hill has 3. And then on the Eagles side, Destin Logan, the only one with more than 2. He's got 4 fouls in 21 minutes. He's on the bench. Elmore ties the game at 76 after the free throws. 6:50 to go. Edwards looking for the long pass. Bounces it to Maceo Williams. Looking for a guard to give it to. Goes back to Jordan Edwards. Edwards throws it into Williams in the forecourt. Williams on the drive. Bounces it to Casey Lance. Takes a pound dribble. Stopped by Landers. Back to Williams for the layup.
Good job there from Casey Lance not to be pressured by that pass as he's able to dish it right back to Williams underneath the basket for an easy 2 as the Eagles go up by 2.
Back the other end. Here comes Mason Brandt. Gets to the left elbow. Stripped away by Henlon. Brandt picks it up. Back out to Johnson. Up top, Elmore against Edwards. Elmore on the drive. Spins at the GMAC logo. Kicks it into the left corner for Landers for 3. Well, misses that one, and Davis the rebound. And he is... Oh, excuse me. We have Elmore down, grabbing his right foot.
I don't really see what happened, but just heard something from the stands yell a foul on 33, which is Casey Lance. Maybe on the box out, stepped on his foot or something like that. I'm not really too sure it is. He can't even put any weight on his right foot. Hopefully, now we see it a little bit. Hopefully he's okay.
Elmore, who over the last few minutes has become a factor here now with 7 points in 19 minutes, and is going to head off to the training table to get that right foot, right ankle looked at here.
Regardless, though, that's a huge stop by the Eagles, as now they have a chance to go up 2 possessions in this close contest.
Yeah, I'll be clear. There was no foul called on that. It was just an official stoppage made by the referees to get Elmore off the floor. Edwards bounces to Williams in the backcourt, right back to Edwards. 6:11 to go. Eagles up 78-76 against the Findlay Oilers. Henlon into the front court. Back out to Jordan Edwards. Cooper Davis had a big-time bounce-back game in this one. Feeds Williams. Williams in the mid-post against Landers. Spins to the left. Pivots around. Outside to Henlon. Underneath Casey Lance. Bounces it away. Anthony Johnson with the steal. Johnson throws it ahead to Bishop. Bishop pulls up for 3 in transition for the lead, and it's good. Another three-pointer for the Findlay Oilers. Their 14th of the game, and Bishop's 3 for 3.
And just like that, those turnovers by the Eagles, they can really hurt you. The 13th by the Eagles and the 23rd point off turnover by the Oilers.
79-78 the lead for Findlay. 5.5 remaining here from Cates Gymnasium in a crucial matchup here early in conference play. Edwards against Bishop. Williams sets the screen. Oilers playing in a zone defensively now. Edwards between the legs goes to Henlon at the right wing. Now Lance to Williams. Williams fakes the pass, now throws it underneath to Lance, who misses the layup, was too deep underneath the basket, and Bishop bounces to Johnson.
That was a great pass there from Williams, a great look from Lance, just unable to bank it home underneath.
Johnson against Henlon, pull-up jumper inside the arc, misses that one. Henlon skies for the rebound, triple team under the basket, dribbles away from contact, throws it ahead to Maceo Williams, who catches fakes, goes up and lays it in. The Eagles back up by 1 with under 5 minutes to go, and Charlie Ernst is going to use a timeout.
It's a great look-ahead pass by Henlon up to Williams as the Eagles go ahead by 1. And, man, just a great back-and-forth game. This has been 19 leads, 11 ties, as both of these teams just going back and forth, as Williams up to 22 points now, 9 for 10 from the field.
To lead the game in scoring, 4 for 7 at the free throw line, and the big-time upset win that the Eagles had against the Oilers last February. Williams scored a big 27 points to lead his Eagles to that victory, their final win of last season, coming up against this Findlay team, who, again, a magical regular season last year, 24-5, 17-3 in conference play. This year, trying to find a rhythm, 9-4, 3-2 in conference play. Same records as the Eagles. And both these teams, you feel like neither one really deserves to lose this game here as we come down the final 5 minutes.
No, yeah, you're right, Miles. I mean, both of these teams have just played a great game. I mean, the Oilers 26 for 52 from the field, 50%. Then from 3, 14 of 24, 58%. And the Eagles 32 for 53 from the field, 4 for 13 from 3. 56 points in the paint by the Eagles in this game. Is just every possession feels like it means so much in the moment. So it's just going to come down to whichever team makes less mistakes down the stretch.
Now, it's Ashland that used their timeout, not Findlay. So they have 2 remaining over the final 4:55. Findlay has all 3. Ashland is in the double bonus the rest of the way. Eagles have committed 8 fouls, so the Oilers down by 1 will inbound here with 4:55 remaining in the backcourt. Javonte Hill bounces it to Jake Bishop, playing with Johnson, Brandt, and Kendall in. Alex Kendall returning with the 4 fouls. Johnson in the forecourt will set things up against Jordan Edwards. Destin Logan's back in. He's playing with 4 fouls as well. Kendall hands off to Mason Brandt. Comes off the handoff, firing. Misses that three-pointer. Looks like he may have hit the wire. The ball loose. Taken by Jake Bishop, who comes back out to reset. Johnson, Kendall at the left wing. He fakes the 3. Looking to drive against Maceo Williams. Back out to Javonte Hill. 9 on the shot clock for Findlay. Hill on the drive. The Euro step gets inside. Misses the layup. Everything but the bucket for Hill.
Hill's had a lot of those this game. Now 2 for 8 on the game. Has had a lot of great drives to the basket, but just hasn't been able to finish. A big stop by the Eagles.
Eagles up by 1 as we come up on 4 minutes remaining. Jordan Edwards against Johnson. Hands over to Henlon. Up top to Destin Logan. Henlon bounces to Maceo Williams against Kendall. Kendall again with 4 fouls. Williams drives at him. Fakes. And a travel called on Williams. And that'll take us to a media timeout. Eagles leading the Oilers 80-79. This storied rivalry coming down to the final 4 minutes. You're not going to want to miss the finish of this right here on the radio home for Ashland University Athletics, 88.9 WRDL. Remaining here between the Eagles and the Oilers. Ashland clinging to this 80-79 lead. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Miles Irvin along with Brett Alberts. If you're just joining us, it has been this close the entire game. 19 lead changes, 11 ties. We should be in for a fantastic finish here in Ashland, Ohio. Ball is thrown into Anthony Johnson of the Oilers. Both teams have been throwing out a full court press the entire game. It's been a chess match the entire way through. Edwards goes for the steal ball, knocked out of bounds. Edwards can't save it. It'll be Findlay basketball, 19 on the shot clock. And Javonte Hill will inbound right in front of us into the backcourt for Johnson. Johnson into the forecourt against Henlon, gets a screen from Meister to the left. Johnson steps back. Up top to Alex Kendall, left wing Johnson, left corner Hill, left wide open for three. Comes up short. Meister goes for the rebound. Edwards trying to get it. Meister dives on the ground, trying to wiggle it away, and Findlay calls a timeout.
And head coach John Elwood just won the 3-second call as Meister was trying to post up against Henlon, it looks like, and referees didn't call it, but another use of the timeout by the Oilers, so they'll have two remaining rest of the way.
19 on the shot clock, 3:27 on the game clock here. And interesting, this sort of sequence of events with the Ashland timeout, that play, and then resulting in this timeout. On that last possession, Mason Brandt, the leading scorer, was on the bench, so a chance for him to get a little bit of an extended rest before this final surge as the Oilers try to pull off the road win.
Yeah, being down one, and the largest lead of the game was 7 points back in 13:28 in the first quarter. The Oilers were up 20-13. That's the largest lead of this game. The Oilers had it, and the Eagles, their largest lead is just 1 point. 48-45 with 3 points back in early in the early this half. And we'll see if the Eagles can get a big stop here with 19 seconds left to go on the shot clock.
Yeah, neither team is led by more than 5 in the second half. That's how close this battle has been between these two rivals. Johnson looks to throw in on the baseline, gets it to Hill, deflected by Jason Moore. Hill looking to pivot around in the GMAC logo, gets it back out with 12 on the shot clock. Makai Elmore against Cooper Davis. Elmore drives to the right, floats up the shot, and gets it to go. Elmore back on the floor after injuring his ankle, and he gives the Oilers a 1-point lead, 81-80 with 3 minutes to go. Edwards looking, gets it to Cooper Davis. Davis looking, back to Edwards. And Edwards against Seal Meister comes across the front court. Eagles playing with the big lineup of Williams and Moore on the floor together. Edwards gets a screen, gets to the foul line, spins around outside Jason Henlon. Left wing for Moore, down low Maceo Williams. Williams against Kendall, gets inside, ripped through, and a foul is called, and it's going to be Kendall, which means that Kendall has fouled out of the game.
And they're the double bonus as well, so 2 shots here for Williams. A chance to take the lead and go up by 1.
So now Jagger Landers is going to come back in the game. And now Mason Brandt will as well. 2 players that have been a thorn in the Eagles' side. Really, for the Findlay win last year, it was Jagger Landers. So far, it's been Mason Brandt in this game. Brandt with 21 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 4 for 5 from 3, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. And Landers has hit a couple big 3-pointers off the bench here in this game today. Destin Logan comes back in for the Eagles. Jason Moore goes to the bench with 12 points in 12 minutes. So the Eagles playing with their starters. Williams at the line for two, a chance to give the Eagles the lead. First free throw is good. Williams now with 23 points to lead the game in scoring.
Williams, as we all talked about his free throw percentage being a struggle, he does normally make them when it matters. Has a chance to put the Eagles ahead by one.
Second free throw is perfect. 82-81, the lead for the Eagles. 2:45 remaining. Here comes Anthony Johnson against Jordan Edwards. Left wing for Javonte Hill. Gets a screen from Landers. Hill drives to the right elbow, stops, pivots up top to Johnson. Makai Elmore wants it at the left elbow. He gets it, motioning for Hill to cut through. Now Elmore against Henlon. Back outside Johnson. 9 on the shot clock. Johnson one-on-one against Edwards. Between the legs, drives to the right block. Pivots around. 4 on the shot clock. Up top, Landers fires from 35 feet. Misses it. Ball tipped. Logan able to grab it.
Great contest from Williams. And an even better rebound by Logan. As the Eagles now up one with about 2 minutes remaining. A huge possession right here for the Eagles.
Edwards, here comes the pick from Williams at the top of the key. Edwards goes to the right elbow. Up top to Henlon. Left wing for Logan. Williams wants it against Jagger Landers. 8 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Williams up top, Cooper Davis. 5 on the shot clock. Davis on the drive. Back out to Henlon in the corner with 2 on the shot clock. Has to take a step back fadeaway 3. That comes up short. Brant the rebound.
Great defensive possession there by the Oilers to force a tough contested 3 by Henlon on the left side right in front of the Eagles bench. Now they have a chance as now we get a timeout.
Oilers will take a timeout, down by 1. One of their final 2 left, so they've got 1 remaining for the final 94 seconds. Brett, what are you looking to see from the Oilers coming out of this timeout?
Obviously try to get Brant in some kind of action, but that last basket, scored by Elmore for the Oilers. They have a lot of different options they can go to, but you got to have some action with Mason Brant being in on it because obviously, as we mentioned, 21 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 4 for 5 from downtown, 5 rebounds. And also, too, next time they go to the foul line, they'll still have one more foul to give for the Eagles, but just to try to get one of your best scorers a chance to go put the ball in the basket.
Brant with 21 points, a season high on 10 shots, uber efficient like he's been all season long. And their second leading scorer, they have 3 players with 9 points. I mean, they've spread the wealth extremely well. Same thing could be said for this Eagles team. Maceo Williams, 24, Davis, 18. Jason
big rebound from Destin Logan, his 6th rebound of the game. And now give it to the hands of your best free throw shooter, Cooper Davis, to try to go up by 3.
Davis is 4 for 5 at the line, 88% free throw shooter, one of the best in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. Knocks down the first one. 21 for Davis, a huge game from the sharp shooter. And again, Findlay without timeouts with 23.3 left, so not going to be able to advance the ball. Davis' second one is short. He missed it. Oilers down by 2. A chance to tie or take the lead. Here comes Johnson in the front court. Gets a screen from Landers. Johnson steps back. 15 on the clock. Here comes Elmore off the screen. Elmore spins against Henlon. Elmore stops, has to kick it back out. 10 on the clock. They go to Landers. Landers looking. 7 on the clock. Landers one-on-one against Williams. Backs his way in, steps back, puts up the jumper, and he's fouled with 2.6 remaining. Maceo Williams can't believe it. And now Jagger Landers will have a chance to tie the game with 2.6 on the clock.
Wondering if head coach John Elwin's going to try to challenge. It looks like he won't. The Eagles still do have 2 timeouts as Landers. If Williams didn't foul there, Landers was going to miss. Unfortunate from the Eagles, and Landers with 2 big free throws here for the Oilers.
Landers, first one is perfect. Landers, an unbelievable free throw shooter. And head coach John Ellenwood is going to try to ice the kicker, if you will, here with 2.6 left. He's going to call one of his 2 final timeouts.
And Jagger Landers on today's game, he's got 10 points, 2 for 7 from the field, 2 for 6 from downtown. 9 points, 2 for 7 from the field, 2 for 6 from downtown. He's 3 for 3 from the free throw line, as we mentioned earlier. Just really great free throw shooter on the year, 13 to 14 coming into this game. And man, if this game were to go to overtime, Miles, we're in for a heck of a finish.
Landers, now at the free throws made today, is shooting 94% at the line, and he's got a chance to tie the game with 2.6 remaining.
If you're the Eagles, if he makes it, you obviously use your last timeout to advance, and you have plenty of time to get a shot off on the offensive end. We'll see if if Laggers can hit this. Or Landers, for the Oilers.
Jagger Landers at the line. Destin Logan bringing his hands up, trying to have this Cage Gymnasium crowd to make some noise here. 2.6 remaining. Eagles have 1 timeout remaining. Landers at the line with a chance to tie the game. Free throw is up, and it's good. Timeout Eagles with 2.6 remaining. We're all even at 85.
Almost rattled it out. And I'm wondering if Ellenwood's going to use his timeout after they get it in.
So they're not going to use their timeout here. 2.6 remaining. Edwards looking to inbound from the backcourt. Throws it to Henlon. Henlon gets to the timeline and calls a timeout with 0.7 of a second remaining. So now the Eagles will look to inbound in the front court.
Not really sure what the process is, because now it's a very quick shot you have to get. If you use it right away, you get advanced. But
if I'm not mistaken, we've seen situations in the past where you can call your timeout and advance it into the front court, but the Eagles opt to dribble it into the front court, take 2 seconds off the clock, and now about 45 feet from the basket will have to inbound the ball basically from half court with 0.7 remaining. Brett, what do you try to draw up? Again, 0.7, this is enough time for a catch-and-shoot opportunity. What do you look for?
It's got to be a quick opportunity, and obviously you go to Davis. He's your best shooter, but I think if you use him as a decoy and try to get something lobbed at the rim to one of either Williams or maybe Logan cutting, or maybe even Jason Hunt, just somebody cutting towards the rim for something, because I guarantee you in that Oiler bench, they're going to be saying to cover Davis and make sure he doesn't get a clean look from 3.
We saw a situation at the beginning of last season when the Eagles were at Grand Valley State with not much time on the clock. They were able to get a lob pass to Maceo Williams on the opposite side to make a jump hook at the buzzer to beat the Lakers at the beginning of last season. You wonder if they look for something similar here.
As Edwards is the inbounder, the Eagles' best passer. And like you mentioned there, Miles, either a 3 to Davis or a lob to Williams. That's your best option right here.
Dawson and Logan also, and Edwards looking to inbound in front of the Eagle bench. They go to Dawson. Dawson fires a 3 for the win. In and out, won't go. Halfway down, but the rim didn't like the taste of that one. And we've got 5 more minutes here from Cage Gymnasium.
Pretty good look, actually, from Max Dawson, but He's been cold sitting on the bench a long time. As, man, that ball was in, it looked like, but just popped out as here between the
time coming up next, right here on the radio home for Ashland University Athletics, 88.9 W. Yeah. Back to the start of overtime between the Eagles and the Oilers. Maceo Williams and Jagger Landers tipping up at center court. Eagles win the tip. And we are underway with 5 extra minutes. Edwards hands off to Destin Logan. Up top to Jason Henlin. Now Edwards again. Williams comes to set the screen. Edwards the crossover to the left. Back into the corner for Henlin. Henlin outside Edwards. Screen comes from Williams. Edwards pulls up a two-pointer. That's good. At his foot on the line. And the Eagles strike first in overtime. They lead 87-85. Now the officials blow their whistle as they come across half court. Looks like they might review that last play to determine if it was a 2 or a 3.
And that's obviously a huge call, especially this close of a game, to see if it's a 2 or a 3.
4:35 to go here in overtime. Jordan Edwards with another perimeter shot. 13 points, 4 boards, 5 assists on 6 of 8 shooting. Had made a three-pointer already. And the officials are going to take a look at this play. Here on the replay monitor right to the side of us. But a big-time play for Jordan Edwards to strike first in this overtime period against this Findlay team.
Thank you. Great job.
And the officials do confirm after looking at the replay that it was a 2-point field goal. Foot on the line. The Eagles lead 87-85 with 4:35 left in overtime.
Yeah, but just great job from Edwards, though, confidently taking jump shots, something we're not usually normally accustomed to see him doing. As now he's up to 13 points, 6 for 8 from the field. Very efficient game. 4 rebounds and 5 assists.
Eagles with their second overtime game of the season had that double overtime thrilling win at Thomas More. Mason Brandt at the left wing kicks it to Jagger Landers underneath to Elmore. Maceo Williams fell down underneath the basket, and the Oilers tied the game at 87.
And Williams looking for a shove there on Landers, but obviously the referee missed that call, as now we're knotted up again at 87.
Edwards comes across the timeline, defended by Makai Elmore. Elmore, what a story, going down with that ankle, coming back, and he's been huge in this second half in overtime. Williams to Edwards. It's a screen from Williams. Edwards stops, steps back. Edwards on the drive, gets the GMAC logo. Back out Cooper Davis. Up top, Edwards 7 on the shot clock. Eagles got to go to work here now with 5 on the timer. Edwards is going to pull up for 3. Knocks it down. Jordan Edwards from downtown. That one was certainly a three-pointer, and it gives the Eagles a 3-point lead, 90-87.
16 points, 7 for 9 from the field, 2 for 2 from downtown. Big shot from Edwards.
Hill on the drive, lays it up and in. Good answer back by Javante Hill now with 8 points. 90-89, 3.5 remaining in this extra session.
Great job from Javante Hill. That quick first step, very quick, very effective as he's able to go and lay it in.
Edwards, hounded by Elmore, bounces to Williams at the Eagle logo at the top of the key. Edwards this time at the right wing. Back-to-back jumpers from the left wing. Williams the bounce, catches underneath. Wild reverse shot, misses. Logan gets the rebound, draws the foul. Shot won't go. And Destin Logan will go to the free throw line where he was the hero in the Eagles' close win on Saturday against the Panthers. Knocked down the 2 game-winning free throws. Now a chance for his first 2 free throws tonight.
Another big offensive rebound by Logan. As we saw that with the Ohio Dominican game, able to get that big one, and he gets another big one here.
First one bounces in. Destin Logan, 75% on the season. Eagles now 16 for 25 at the line. 64%. Second one also good for Logan. 92-89 the lead for the Eagles with 3 minutes left in overtime.
This is their largest lead that they've had in a while.
Here's Johnson between the circles against Henlon. Right wing for Landers. Landers, who hit the game-tying free throws at the final seconds of regulation, feeds Mason Brandt. Brandt drives at Jordan Edwards, spins, and he's going to be called for a walk.
Big turnover there by the Oilers. That's number 8 on the game, and now the Eagles, for the first time in a long time, they would go up 2 possessions here in this game.
Edwards spins against Johnson, steps back at the opposite three-point line, bounces it to Williams in the front court. Now Edwards gets it back, 20 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Both teams get a 30-second timeout in the overtime. Edwards drives on the baseline, gets inside, kicks it out to Destin Logan. Pass deflected by Elmore. Who's the first to get it? It's Jason Henlon. Henlon gets to the three-point line. Now the foul line, right corner. Destin Logan fires away for 3. Misses that one. Davis, another offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
Offensive rebounds have usually been the Eagles' kryptonite, but tonight it has been on their side. 14 offensive rebounds for the Eagles. 16 second chance points on the game, and Cooper Davis to the foul line for 2 shots.
Davis now 21 points and 9 big rebounds. First free throw is good.
That's the 4th foul there on Javonte Hill. So one more and he's gone.
2:21 left in overtime. Davis puts the Eagles up by 5, 94-89. Big possession here for the Oilers. Would like for a basket here to try to cut this back down. Elmore gets a screen from Landers. Elmore gets to the left elbow against Williams. Back out Johnson. Johnson for 3. Comes up short. Rebound goes to Jagger Landers, and he banks it in. Jagger Landers, there's an offensive rebound for Findlay. Landers now with 12 points off the bench, and it's back to a 3-point game.
And if you're the Eagles here, cannot afford to have a turnover on this possession.
94-91, the lead for the Eagles. 1:48 on the clock here in overtime. Edwards against Javonte Hill, playing with the 4 fouls. Edwards crosses to the left. Edwards gets to the GMAC logo, spins, feeds Williams, who catches it one-on-one against Landers, bounces it out, and stolen by Brandt, who's fouled in the backcourt by Jordan Edwards, who's not happy.
And that will put Brandt at the foul line. And now the Eagles got them, or the Oilers now in the double bonus. So 2 shots here for Brandt. Chance to cut the lead back down to 1.
Brandt, season high 21 points. Feels like he hasn't really taken a shot in a while. Eagles have done a nice job of trying to shut off his water, but he's 5 for 6 at the line. And mentioned it before, as the first one is also good. The odd shooting numbers, so efficient from the field and from 3, but just 56% at the line, but knocking them down here. First one is good. It's a 2-point game, 1:36 remaining. Brandt, second one, that's good as well. 23 points, a season high, a career high for Mason Brandt now with 1:36 left. Edwards looking for someone to throw it to in the front court. Throws it. It's stolen away by Mason Brandt, and Edwards is going to get called for another foul.
And turnover's the big key here for the Eagles. Edwards, back-to-back turnovers and back-to-back fouls as well. Now sends Brandt right back to the foul line, and now the Oilers have a chance to take the lead and on a 4-0 run right now, a chance to go on a 6-0 run.
So Mason Brandt right back at the free throw line, his 9th and 10th free throw attempts of the night. First one comes up short.
Big miss right there from Brandt. Now it'll be a tie game at the very worst.
Mason Brandt, who's had a phenomenal game for this Findlay team. Second one is good. All even at 94 with 1:27 to go in overtime. Edwards looking to get in, floats it to Williams, right back to Edwards. Edwards feeds Henlon on the right side. Henlon Back to Edwards. Edwards gets it across the timeline. Jake Bishop's back in for Findlay. Javante Hill goes to the bench with the 4 fouls. Maceo Williams catches it at the top of the key against Landers. Bounces to Henlin at the left wing. Pick and roll here. Henlin gets to the GMAC logo. Right corner for Logan. Logan drives on the baseline. Back out to Henlin. Up top, Cooper Davis. Drives through contact. Gets inside. Throws up a shot. No foul called. Landers, the quick outlet to Brandt. Brandt up through Henlin. Gets inside. Layup. Misses. Gets his own rebound. Fakes against Williams and draws another foul. And with 52.7 to go, Brandt will go back to the line with a chance to give the Oilers the lead.
Man, just a great contest from Landers there on Davis as he tried to initiate contact. And a great quick outlet pass to Brandt. And Brandt may have got away with a push-off there on that layup, but regardless, stayed with it and got Williams in the air. As now he has a chance for the Oilers to go ahead by 2.
Brandt, first one is perfect. Oilers lead 95-94. Max Dawson is in for Jason Henlin. Dawson had the look at the end of regulation with 7/10 remaining. Brandt, second free throw. That one's good. Findlay with a 2-point lead, 96-94. Edwards gets it into Max Dawson. Dawson takes a few dribbles. Defended by Mekhi Elmore. Gets hounded by Elmore, and Elmore called for the foul. And with the Oilers also in the double penalty with 10-plus fouls, Dawson will go to the line for 2 to tie the game.
And Dawson hasn't been in the game this overtime yet. So these free throws, huge. The first one, most important one for Dawson here.
Dawson 2 for 2 today on the season, 67%. First one rolls around and drops through. 46.2 on the clock. Both teams have a timeout left. Dawson a chance to tie the game at the line. The lefty takes a couple dribbles, rises up, and scores. 96-96 with 46.2 remaining. Hill returns for the Oilers, and Jason Henlin returns for Max Dawson.
If you're the Oilers here, you want to go 2 for 1. 46 seconds on the game clock, 30 on the shot clock. You want to make sure you have the final shot here late in this game.
Hill comes across the timeline. We'll see if the Oilers look to go quick. Hill drives to the left elbow. Hill fakes the pass, feeds Elmore. Elmore, there, it doesn't look like they're going to go 2 for 1. Johnson, Landers wants it down low against Davis. Instead, Johnson will dribble away. Brandt against Logan. Brandt on the drive, gets to the left block. Stripped and stolen by Destin Logan. Shot clock is turned off. No need to foul. Looked like Elmore tried to foul, but Davis gets it in the front court. And John Ellenwood is going to call his final timeout with 16.1 remaining. Unbelievable. It looked like Mekhi Elmore was trying to intentionally foul. Didn't know the score.
It looked like he was, and luckily they did not call the foul, as now Dawson will check into the game for the Eagles, as that Coach Ellenwood uses the only timeout here in overtime. And now if you're the Eagles, you can now hold for the last shot and make sure that you get it. And we'll see what Coach Ellenwood runs here out of this timeout.
Much more advantageous situation for the Eagles than when they had it with 7/10 on the clock. Brett, what are you drawing up if you're inside that Eagle huddle?
I would get it inside to Maceo Williams and let him go to work. And if they don't double team, he's one-on-one. Then if they do double team, you find the open man right out of that.
No fouls to give. Both teams have been in the double bonus for the last few minutes. And Findlay does have a timeout if Ashland were to score or if they were to miss and Findlay were to get the rebound. 16.1 remaining. This incredible rivalry coming down to a final seconds in overtime.
And if you're the Eagles, just attack the basket. Obviously, being the double bonus, you shoot 2 free throws guaranteed, so try to find something at the rim.
Dawson will throw in. Looking, throws it in to Williams, deflected by Landers, out of bounds, and it's still going to be Eagle ball. And now the Eagles will have to inbound right in front of their own bench.
Dangerous pass there from Dawson. We'll see if they can get the inbounds pass a lot easier this time.
Dawson looking, floats it up to Jordan Edwards, who catches against Anthony Johnson. Davis at the right wing. Up top, Destin Logan, 9 on the clock. Left wing, Dawson with 7 on the clock. Jordan Edwards catches with 5. Edwards one-on-one against Johnson. Edwards spins, gets inside, fakes, puts up the floater. Short at the buzzer, and we're going to go to double overtime. 96-96 apiece as Jordan Edwards misses the shot. And we're going to put 5 more minutes on the clock. Bonus basketball here on a Monday night. We'll join you back here shortly after this quick break for the second overtime right here on the radio home for Ashland University Athletics. 88.9 WRDL. come back for overtime number 2. The Eagles once again win the tip, and immediately Javonte Hill commits his 5th foul and is now going to be done for the game. And 2 seconds into the second overtime, the Eagles are going to get free throws.
And Williams tipped it right back to Edwards, but looks like Hill wanted to see if he could get it away from Edwards, and runs into him, and that will cause Jordan Edwards to go to the foul line.
2 seconds into the overtime, Jordan Edwards is going to go to the line. Jake Bishop comes in for Javonte Hill. Hill finishes with 8 points, 3 boards, 4 assists in 28 minutes, a hounding perimeter defender. And 2 seconds into overtime, as Edwards misses the first one, Eagles put Jason Moore back in. Maceo Williams goes to the bench to try to get him a little bit of rest. You would expect. Williams has played in 34 minutes here tonight.
That's the most on the Eagles team. Edwards at 38 minutes as he misses both free throws, which will be costly.
So now the Oilers end up getting the advantage, essentially getting the first real possession of the second overtime. Johnson the drive and the finish against Cooper Davis. And the Oilers strike first in overtime number 2, lead at 98-96. Jason Moore catches and then loses it out of bounds.
The turnovers, unfortunate here for the Eagles. That's number 17 as Williams checks right back in. And Miles, those 2 free throws from Edwards, costly because now the Oilers have a chance to go up by 2 possessions.
And just like that, Williams comes right back in the game. Jake Bishop against Jason Henlon. What turns to be a huge possession for the Eagles defensively here. Definitely want to stop. Elmore against Cooper Davis, between the legs, 7 on the shot clock, goes behind the back, gets inside, blocked by Davis.
Nice defensive recovery there from Davis. Able to send it out of bounds. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Do not foul here if you're the Eagles.
4:28 on the game clock, 6 on the shot clock. Johnson looking, gets it to Landers. Landers fakes the 3, drive past Williams, floats up the shot on the baseline, misses it, and Williams gets the rebound. Edwards spins away from traffic. Looked like he may have shoved off of Johnson. The officials don't call it. Davis catches on the right wing, back to Edwards. Eagles down by 2. Less than a minute into the second overtime. Edwards in and out, dribbles to the left, between the legs, crosses to the left, goes backdoor for Henlon, who goes inside and banks it in to tie the game at 98.
Nice backdoor there from Jason Henlon from the left corner. Good passer from Edwards. Now his 6th assist on the game.
Anthony Johnson over to Jake Bishop. Bishop drives to the foul line, steps back. Jagger Landers at the 3-point line on the right wing, looking for Brandt. Now looks to go against Maceo Williams. One-on-one, gets to the GMAC logo, backing his way in, spins, fakes, jump hook underneath, way off the mark. Williams with terrific defense, not committing the foul. And here comes Jordan Edwards.
And Destin Logan there on his 8th rebound of the game, just trailing Williams with 9.
Edwards outside Williams, up top Jason Henlon. Williams comes to set the screen. They go back to Edwards, couple feet beyond the arc on the left wing. Williams comes to set the pick. Edwards jabs, gets to the left elbow, crossover, fakes, kicks it outside. Destin Logan with 6 on the shot clock. Henlon with 4 on the clock. Between the legs, steps back, puts up a 3 for the lead. That one's short. Ball is going to go out of bounds, and the Findlay Oilers will get it back with 3:05 left.
Say both of these teams right now, one for the last 6 for the Eagles, one for the last 5 for the Oilers. So both these teams may be feeling the pressure a little bit of this double overtime game.
Maybe feeling the fatigue as well. Now seeing some substitutions. The Oilers going to a couple of their subs with Steelmeister and Ian Iapolo. Those 2 were key throughout regulation. This is the first we're seeing of them in overtime.
Well, for the Oilers, their highest minutes guy is Johnson with 32. For the Eagles, Edwards with 40, Henlon 38, Williams 35, Davis 39, and Logan 32.
Johnson steps back at the left wing, up top to Meister. Right wing for Mason Brandt. Brandt against Logan, one-on-one. Brandt gets inside, reverse layup, banks it in. Oilers reach triple digits, 198 the lead.
Mason Brandt just on that right side, beat Logan baseline, able to finish for the Oilers.
Henlon gets across the timeline. Will now slow things down up top, Maceo Williams and Edwards. Williams to set the pick at the top. Davis at the left wing. Williams wants it in the post against Iapolo, and Iapolo with the shove commits the foul, and Williams will go back to the line. A lot of fouls here in these overtimes.
Yeah, just a silly foul right there from Iapolo, forcing Williams to go back to the foul line where he's had pretty good success today's game, 6 for 9 on the game.
The free throw breakdown for the Eagles in the first half, 3 for 6, 12 for 18 in the second half. Didn't miss one in the first overtime at 6 for 6. And they're now 1 for 3 here in the second overtime as Williams rolls in the first one. Williams now with 25 points in 36 minutes. 7 for 10 at the line. This one to tie the game at 100. Knocks it down. 100, 2:24 remaining in the second overtime.
Clutch free throws there from Williams, as this is going to be a great finish the last 2 minutes, 17 seconds.
Anthony Johnson between the circles. Eagles playing in a bit of a zone defense now. Iapolo at the top, right wing for Johnson. Johnson, the crossover against Cooper Davis, steps back, feeds Iapolo, fakes the three. Iapolo drives to the GMAC logo. The floater is good. Ian Iapolo has been big all night long off the bench. He gives the Oilers this 2-100 lead.
And now he's in double figures for the Oilers with 11 points. Great hop step move into the GMAC logo to have the Oilers go ahead by 2.
Jason Henlon in the front court against Meister. Gives it to Williams at the top against Iapolo. Williams fakes. Bounces to Henlon. Henlon gets the screen from Williams. Henlon gets inside. Dumps it underneath to Williams. What a play by Henlon, and we're tied again.
Great two-man action on that left wing in front of the Eagles bench. Henlon able to draw 2 defenders, hit Maceo Williams for the left-handed left, but we're knotted again.
We've now had 24 lead changes and 19 ties here tonight. Iapolo dribbles to the top of the key, now drives against Henlon, gets inside, bank shot, misses. Henlon slapped the backboard, may have altered the miss. And Jordan Edwards will come across the timeline, a chance for the Eagles to take their first lead of overtime number 2. Williams at the top, guarded by Iapolo once again. Looking for Edwards at the left wing, he gets it to him. 1 minute to go in overtime number 2. Edwards kicks it out to Logan. Right back to Edwards at the left wing. 10 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Edwards, the bounce to Williams. The pound dribble gets inside. Stripped by Elmore off of Williams, it looked like. And it's going to stay with the Eagles. 5 on the shot clock.
Not much movement there in the Eagles on that possession. Everyone kind of stagnant. With 5 seconds left to go, a big possession for the Eagles if they can get a good look at the basket.
So now Cooper Davis has to throw it under the basket. Just 5 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Davis looking, feeds Edwards in the corner. Edwards against Johnson, spins to the right, gets inside, throws it up off the glass, way off the mark, and Brandt the rebound, and Edwards is down, slowly gets up. Oilers have numbers in transition. Johnson goes inside, layup is good, and the Oilers take the lead with 40.2 left in the second overtime.
Great job there from Anthony Johnson. He's able to go the distance and lay it in, and Edwards is still hurt, it looks like, after that last collision.
Wonder if the Eagles may think about calling a timeout here to try to take a look at him. Doesn't look like it, though. 39.3 remaining in the second overtime. Jagger Landers returns for Ian Iapolo. Max Dawson's back in for the Eagles. Jason Henlon to the bench. 104-102 the lead for Findlay. These two teams fighting it out here as now the officials, 2 of them conferring at the foul line on the Oiler basket.
I'm not really sure what they're discussing. I heard one of the officials maybe talk about the time of the clock. Maybe there's a issue with how much time's left on the clock, maybe.
So now the officials are going to take a look. Going to review it for the clock. As it reads 39.3 right now. Now the officials are going to take a look at this. As it also allows both teams to get a free timeout, try to get a little bit of rest. As for the Eagles, they have 3 players that have played north of 40 minutes.
Jordan Edwards with 42, Davis with 42, and Henlon with 41. So Coach Elwood trusting his starters. And you take a look at the Oilers. Anthony Johnson, the leader in minutes with 35. That's the highest on the Oilers team. So we're wondering if maybe the Oilers will have a little bit more gas here in this last 39 seconds. But the Eagles, this possession is really key for them to tie this game back up.
Yeah, I mean, in comparison with Johnson leading the Oilers with 35 minutes, Destin Logan's played 35 minutes for the Eagles, and he's 5th in that category.
Just shows you the versatility and the depth of this Oilers team to be able to have 10 to 12 guys being able to come in and play and be able to produce. And this discussion between these referees is giving a lot of time for both teams to catch their breath and make sure they're ready to go. Is obviously timing, and especially in this kind of game, really key down the stretch.
Definitely valuable for the Eagles with all their guys playing the heavy minutes. Brett, what are you looking to do on this possession if you are the Eagles? So the official telling us here the verdict that the clock remains the same, 39.3 on the game clock, about 29 on the shot clock.
And Miles, to answer your question, if you're the Eagles here, you got to try to get something. You have a choice. Probably I wouldn't go 2 for 1 here if you're the Eagles. I would take as much time off as you can, get the best shot. But first things first, you got to break this press without getting the turnover.
So Edwards will inbound. Eagles playing with Logan, Williams, Davis, and Dawson all right there in the backcourt in a line. Edwards looking. Davis trying to get free. They bounce it to Williams, right back to Edwards. 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Edwards gets across the timeline. Hands off to Dawson. Up top to Destin Logan. Now Dawson at the left wing. Williams catches with 15 on the shot clock against Jagger Landers. One-on-one, crosses to the left, gets inside. Bank shot is good, and the foul. Maceo Williams ties the game with a free throw coming up.
Wow, what a play from Maceo Williams. Able to get down the left baseline and just overpower Landers, as that's now 30 points for Maceo Williams on 11 of 13 shooting.
The first 30-point game of the season for Maceo Williams. And now at the line with a chance to give the Eagles the lead with 20.7 remaining. Williams 8 of 11 at the line. 67% on the season for the lead. Knocks it down. Eagles lead 105-104 with 20.7 remaining in the second overtime.
Clutch free throw there from Williams as the Eagle faithful is starting to get on their feet.
Here comes Johnson into the front court. Oilers down by 1, and Findlay's going to use a timeout here. As when the Oilers were coming up, head coach John Ellenwood telling the crowd to rise to their feet, give some energy here in Cates Gymnasium. And now they're going to need a defensive stop here with 14.7 left.
The Eagles just need to make sure they do not foul under any circumstances, as their foul will get 2 shots for the Oilers. And probably the biggest possession of the game. I feel like we've said that a lot of times throughout this game, but no possession bigger than this one. Eagles up 1. The Oilers have a chance to take it all the way down and win at the buzzer.
Of course, Mason Brandt leading the Oilers in scoring with 28 points. Got to the free throw line a lot in the first overtime, but really someone that we haven't seen a whole lot of here in this second overtime. Brett, who do you look to go to if you're the Oilers?
Well, obviously we saw that first overtime it was Elmore for the Oilers, able to get inside and get to the bucket and score for 2. But honestly, for the Oilers, just take the best available shot you can get.
Elmore will inbound in front of the Oiler bench. The Ashland crowd chanting defense. Ears splitting inside of Cates Gymnasium. Ball thrown into the backcourt for Johnson against Edwards. Elmore catches at the top, feeds Meister. 10 on the clock. Jagger Landers catches, fakes the handoff. Johnson catches. Johnson against Williams. Pull-up jumper for the lead. Comes up short. Rebound underneath to Elmore, who catches it out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Findlay with 1.4 seconds remaining.
And Coach Elmwood wants to review this, as with 1.4 seconds, and head coach Turson is saying challenge.
So the Eagles are going to challenge this play. A huge call here with 1.4 remaining. Hard to tell from our vantage point who the ball went off of. The call on the floor is that it's Findlay basketball with 1.4 seconds remaining, with a chance to inbound it underneath their own basket. Of course, the Oilers down by 1. Just a huge call here. So the officials are going to take a look at both the out of bounds and the timing on the clock here. 1.4 remaining in this second overtime. Brett, this has just been a phenomenal basketball game. You and I have gotten the chance to call 2 double overtime matchups for this Eagles team. The one back on December 13th at Thomas More, where they were able to get the win against the Saints 91-88 in double overtime. This one trying to pull out a victory in this rivalry matchup. This has just been fantastic basketball.
Oh, it's just been great. And this Eagles team has been there before, so they know the experience. They know how to finish these types of games. And if this is Eagle basketball, they just got to get it in. That's it, because the Oilers have to foul. And if this is Oiler basketball, you have to make sure you don't foul and just make sure you allow nothing at the basketball. What a wild sequence that was on that shot from Johnson. And as A great contest from Williams, forced to miss, but just got to have the rebound if you're the Eagles there.
Looked like underneath, the ball kind of went right to Elmore under the basket. Could have had the shot to just put it back up and in to give them the lead, but it was knocked out of bounds. Again, the officials, the call on the floor is that it is Findlay basketball and that it last touched the Eagles. Ashland deciding to challenge the play. But once again, this play giving a chance for both teams to huddle up and essentially get a free timeout here with a second remaining, which means Findlay's able to draw up one final play.
And that's huge for both teams, like you just said, because also, too, allows them to get some rest as well and be able to also drop the defense for the Eagles as well, if it is Findlay basketball. And as well, if it is Eagles basketball, a play offensively for them to draw up as well. And just got to make sure, like I said, just do not foul if you're the Eagles. That's the biggest thing coming out. And if you're the Oilers, you just got to get the best available shot that you can get, because it's a very tough point, too, being out of bounds on the right side underneath.
So the officials have looked at the replay. Now they've moved away to kind of talk things over, discuss things. Looks like they're going to keep the 1.4 seconds on the clock. Let's see, now the officials walking over, and it is going to be Oiler basketball with 1.4 left.
So the Eagles lose a timeout as well, so they cannot advance the basketball if they get the stop. Well, with 1.4, they're not going to probably need this timeout. So a huge defensive possession here for the Eagles. They have Jason Moore guarding the inbounder, Anthony Johnson.
Johnson looking to throw in, again with Moore defending. Oilers looking to pull off the stunning victory here in double overtime. Johnson to throw in. Oilers down by 1. Johnson looking. Elmore cuts down low. And Findlay is going to use their final timeout as the Oilers were struggling to get it in. The Eagles, a terrific job defensively.
And smart substitution by head coach John Elwood to put Jason Moore in the game on the inbounder to make the pass tougher. Right now, the Eagles have their best defensive lineup in with Williams, Moore, Henlon, Edwards, and Logan. All very long arms players, so very difficult to get the passes, and very good also. Everybody can switch, too. That's the biggest thing. If you're the Oilers here, you got to try to find something towards the basket.
Get a feeling they'll try to look for anything towards the basket or someone curling to one of the corners with a chance for a fadeaway baseline shot at the buzzer. There's 1.7 on the clock, so the officials did add 0.3 of a second. Now neither team has any timeouts. Neither team has a foul to give.
If you're the Eagles here, don't go for any shot fakes, as the Oilers do have time to catch it, shot fake, and then go up. So for the Eagles, you just got to stay disciplined and get through the screens.
Johnson will throw in. Oilers down by 1. Johnson gets it to Brandt. The corner three for the lead. Won't go. And the Eagles survive in double overtime. Couldn't ask for a better look from Mason Brandt. And the Eagles pull out the victory against the Findlay Oilers.
That is probably the best look you're going to get. And Mason Brandt, a really tough shot. Great contest from Williams. But, man, what a great win by this Eagles team. The second year in a row here at Cates Gymnasium, the Eagles have stunned the Oilers.
Back-to-back wins against this Findlay program. A game where it felt like neither team really deserved to lose. But the Eagles able to outlast the Oilers in this 50-minute ball game.
Head coach John Elwood in tears as all of his players congratulate him. A well-deserved win against a high-level opponent. And from top to bottom, this Eagles team just came ready to play, and they delivered.
What a game here inside of Cates Gymnasium. These two teams clawing and fighting every single minute. And the Eagles able to pull out the victory 105-104. Double overtime win for Findlay. So we're now set to be joined by head coach John Ellenwood. Coach, just an incredible game between you and the Oilers. What are your initial thoughts?
How many overtimes did that go? 2. I thought it was in the third. I have no idea. So, yeah, it was a hell of a two teams just battling it out. No one wants to quit. You know, they're a great team. Preseason number 1, number 2. It's just the way it is in this league, guys. You might as well put 3 minutes on the clock and the tie score right now in every game.
Hey, Coach, Mason Williams, 31 points. Efficient, 11 for 13. Cooper Davis, 23 points. Just talk about the plays of those guys down the stretch.
Well, we needed them. This game, you need veterans. You need guys that have been there before, and they obviously were taking advantage of some stuff with us, and we got to get better at it. But those guys just found a way to gut it out. I was very proud of them.
And then, Coach, a win like this against a team like that, what does it say about the confidence your team can have going forward as you now play a couple of road games
Well,
coming
I talked to them about that, too, because, we got a team similar to these guys coming up in terms of the pressing and all that stuff up at Lake Erie. That's this is a very hard place to play, very physical team. But they're similar. So, tomorrow we got a day off, and that's huge. But a lot of these teams are in a big stretch right here where we played Saturday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday. We're off on Saturday. So we have, we need one day to just get our legs back. And then I told them, I said, you get this win, we're going to get hot. And, it's just we're going to keep getting better. We know what our things that we got to get better at are right now. And we're going to do it. And we're just going to be playing better basketball as the month of January goes on.
For sure. Well, Coach, that was a heck of a game. Congrats on the win, and good luck moving forward.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Eagles head coach John Ellenwood coming to speak with us after his team pulled out the incredible double